It is time to dig. Oh yes, hey, and welcome in. Congrats on being first cat. I hope you guys have been enjoying, the holidays or like the beginning of winter or whatever you're celebrating. I'm gonna have to manage some stuff here. Today I have some plans. It's kind of going to be, first of all, let's ask how was your day? Let's start with that. While I'm yapping about my plans today, because this is going to be the start of my great good old variety streamer arc. Remember when I started streaming like 1.5 years ago and I actually did variety streams instead of like long playthroughs? Yeah, me neither. Anyway, we're going back to that. Not fully, obviously, like I still wanna play some games blind here, but overall, and this has been like a plan for like months at this point, I just wanna have more fun stream ideas that can be finished in like 2 or 3 streams. Hopefully, like sometimes it might take like a little bit longer, sometimes it might be a fail, but I just want to have like some, I guess, variety, right? This is kind of the point of being a variety streamer, just because I have the outlet for like blind playthroughs on my YouTube channel. This is the very fun, right? So I don't really see the necessity to do like everything live, and it kind of gives me the, I guess, it is kind of the advantage that I can record whenever I want to, right? Like, this is the great thing about, like, blind playthroughs, which is also why I want to have, like, shorter stream series, because then I can stream for, like, 2 or 3 times, and then just kind of stop, right? Like, and nobody cares that I'm in the middle. To be fair, I did read that. It's probably kind of terrible. I've been really lucky in my life when it came to doctors for the most part, right? But I am also in a very advantageous position where when my doctor fucks up, like, I am healthy enough that I can probably be fine for another few months, like however much it's really annoying. And anyway, so yeah. You've been reading an entire 10-hour book about Einstein's wife? That's impressive. Gave you burning hatred of Albert Einstein? To be fair, we always only hear about him for like all the math stuff, so I can understand that. You at work? Okay, that sucks. I mean, like, I am, again, very in this very privileged position where I get a break over winter, So that's something else. He actually stole it from his wife. Okay, that's kind of fucked up if that's true. You may have to send me that audiobook then. Because I kind of want to check that for myself, I'm gonna have to trash talk those people. Can't believe that. Who would steal from their wife? Can't believe this. Anyway, while we're doing that, I am going to kind of set up the game here. And we're going to have like a lot of time to yap today, so I don't actually mind that. I also kind of haven't started the game yet for the reason that this game is weirdly loud. But hey, let me start it. Everything should be set up. And then we switch over. If it loads. I know we're back to the purple screen. We've not seen the purple screen in so long. Oh, there it is. Look at that. That is Dwarf Fortress. For the people here who have never heard about this game, this is technically the like forefather of like all colony simulators. If you have ever played a colony simulator like Timberborn, Oxygen Not Included, RimWorld, all of that stuff, they probably have like some inspiration either directly or indirectly from this game. Yo, Darnok, welcome in. Have I played that game already? Yeah, I've played a lot of Dwarf Fortress even before it got like a Steam version. And I've, to be fair, more or less watched even more. But I have not really touched it in like 6 months or so at this point. So there are actually some changes that I'm kind of excited to see. Still. Anyway, how's your day been? While I'm at it here, explaining some stuff. So Dwarf Fortress is about creating a fortress with like some dwarfs. That's like the basic premise, and it's actually that simple. It has kind of the reputation for being a really hard game, which I don't agree with, even though the most recent changes may have changed my opinion on that like slightly. But it's a very complex game. For many reasons that we are going to see once I start playing the game. It is a rather complex game that has been in development since, I think it's 2002 where it started. And it got like the Steam release, which is the version that I'm currently playing in, was it 23? It's been like a year or two since that one has released. But basically both of those versions, like the original, which is technically still free, you can get it online if you really want to, as well as the Steam version, like they both are still getting developed at the same time, which is really cool. But yeah, like this is the Steam version. Today my goal is to create a goose-based society. And that just reminds me that I completely forgot to post a specific image on the Discord. I might do that after stream. Because that's, there are like 2 reasons why I want to do that. First of all, I saw like a funny GIF that I wanted to post and I completely forgot because I am great at that. And the other reason is, in Germany we have this tradition to eat geese for Christmas. I don't know why. We, like, our family doesn't do that. We tend to do that like a little bit later. I'm not a big fan of eating goose, so I tend to skip that meal. But yeah, that kind of gave me the idea to do that. So yeah, today I'm just gonna start. So here's also, you're glad that I'm not into cannibalism. That's also something, well, that's actually a lie. I've played RimWorld. But yeah, like there's going to be, yeah, either goose or vice versa. Like my family, like we traditionally eat raclette, both on Christmas and on New Year's. So this is kind of where we are going, but still. It's just kind of how it worked out over like the many years that we have lived here. In any case, it's, you know, this game is relatively complex and there are some things that I kind of want to talk about. But basically, my goal for this fortress is going to be to either reach mountain home status just using a goose-based economy, getting 1,000 geese, or dying. Those are like the 3 goals. It can only end like one of those 3 ways, and I hope it's going to be fun. If it's not going to be fun, well, too bad. I guess the fort is just going to go under. Anyway, about this game, this is like one of those games that I like to call like a, not actually a game. Like it's similar to my complaints that I have with like, for example, Minecraft, where it's kind of just a sandbox and you use it to make your own games in that. And this is definitely one of those cases. There are like some late game goals that you can pursue in this game, like for example creating a mountain home, but this is not generally given, and you kinda are basically creating stories, like the game itself creates stories and you can use them to kinda work together with your goals. So, and this game is very special in comparison to like basically most, if not all other popular like colony builders. Just city builders, and that is this button here. I don't know why, I must have deleted all my old saves, but instead of creating a fortress in the beginning, you are creating a world. And this world is going to be procedurally generated, similar to something like Minecraft, for example. Yo, Paxi, welcome back. Similar to something like that, but instead of just getting generated once, you instead kind of populate it randomly with like different civilizations that all have their own history that is getting generated over the years, right? Like you can, for example, say, hey, I want to have the world that's like 500 years in age. And then those civilizations and all of the people in there, they're going to generate and they're going to do stuff over those 500 years until everything kind of settles down and you start to play the game. So this game has like a really rich history and stuff can be discovered. There can be like rare creatures, like rare pandas that can just attack you due to like curses that happened like 150 years ago and stuff. It's a really fascinating game. It is a very complicated game. But again, as I mentioned very early on, it has a reputation for being really hard. But at least until the Siege update that has released like 2 months ago, I think, at this point, it wasn't actually a hard game. It's like one of those games, it's like similar to Minecraft where you can just kind of dig a hole and survive in that hole and like nothing could actually hurt you. And this is kind of how this game has worked for the longest time. Anyway, we are going to create a world. I'm not gonna read through all the text. I've seen that a lot of times. I'm not sure if I'm just gonna go for like a small world this time around. Let's give it like frequent, sparse. Let's go for sparse minerals. This is just like random stuff. Like I can manipulate how the world is going to look at the end. I would like to see not densely populated, but a lot of civilizations, and let's generate like 100-year history. That's completely fine. I'm just gonna start with that. And while we're doing that, it's just generating right as a sec the beginning here. We can actually see like some of this generation. As you can see, there's like a lot of text here. Is the music a little bit too loud? This game is kind of loud. I can actually reduce that in a second. It's kind of just the main menu. I kind of wanted to wait until I am inside of the game, but I can fix that. Okay, like we have a little bit of history here. And this is how this world is currently looking. We can actually check like all of the biomes. Like for example, there are some temperate forests over here. There are some, this is like an evil biome where like spooky stuff happens. Like for example, the dead just reanimate themselves, or like blood is raining, stuff like that. You have like some goblins living about, you have some settlements, some roads, and all of that stuff. Maybe the actual game is better, yeah. I'm gonna... I mean, I appreciate that you're talking about that. I actually wanted to ask that, but I am terrible at asking because I forget. Yeah, I'm gonna fix audio in a second. I have realized that this game is kind of loud, which is also why I didn't start with that. But yeah, as you can also see, there's like a bunch of history. And we have like 100 years. There are 8,556 historical figures that have been generated, that have done stuff, something noteworthy in this story. And there are also like 49,000 events that have happened in this world already before I even touched it. And there are like some examples like the goblins Munstu Thief Somber of the Gory Ghoul created the position of Chamberlain as a matter of course. Stuff like that. There's like so much stuff that's generating here. And you can, there are like 3 modes you can play this game. There's like the adventure mode, which came in relatively recently, which is like basically a dungeon crawler. It's like loosely a way to describe it, where you can manipulate the world in a way, but you are just playing one character. There is Legends mode, which is basically just reading a wiki about the world that has just been generated. And then there's Fortress mode, which is what we are going to be doing. I tend to play the game more as a game. I don't read too much into all of that stuff. Sometimes I read, but it's not like the main reason why I'm playing this game. But I do like just generating a random world and then going with it. So let's just play now. It's going to save the world, and then we can start a fort in just a moment. Yep, here we have like those modes: Fortress, Adventure, Legends. If you really want to read, as I mentioned, want to have like some short ideas, so I'm just gonna go for Fortress directly. We're starting in the beginning of the year. We're going to skip the tutorial. We are on our own, and the first thing that we want to do is actually find like a good settlement. My idea is going to be like, this is just a regular fort, right? Like I don't have any grandiose plans, so I'm not gonna settle on like some evil biomes or anything like that. I just wanna find some nice hills to, you know, herd some geese, you know, as you do. But before we do that, we want to choose an origin civilization. We have 4 different dwarven civilizations that we can be of. We have the North Wall, and we could technically in Legends mode like read about them. I don't care about it. I just want to have something about with like a cool name. The Labor of Hawks, the Dutiful Basement. I mean, that's a civilization name if I've ever heard one. And the Attic of Gears. Can I be completely honest? I do like the basement for different reasons. First of all, they have a decent amount of sides, but they also seem to have like the smallest amount of dwarves in there. I always like to start with like the underdog. Did I say herd or herd? I guess it's for me to know and for you guys to figure out. In any case, we are going to be part of the Dutiful Basement. We have our sides here, those are like the ones that are marked in blue. That's kind of decent to figure out. And that's like the interesting thing. You know, this is like currently the world, right? Like that's projected on the screen. But it's actually not the entire world. We can zoom in. That's what you meant. I mean, both of them are fine. We could go... Let's check out like the hills over here. So I could technically use like a search function, but I just like looking around. Maybe there's like something that looks interesting. There's like a forest here, but this is... right. This is a dwarven hillocks. We can't settle on like other people's territory. I know, it's crazy. But we could go for like some hills. So now the question is, what actually do we want? Like normally, I always like to look like for specific resources. But here's the cool thing. Because we're going to make like a goose-based economy, we don't actually need that many resources. We kind of just need some land. But I wouldn't actually mind having some sand. I like building with sand. It's like really annoying to do and set up just because it's like really resource intensive. But I like being annoying. Alternatively, we could just go for like a forest. Ideally with some place without an aquifer, or at least like a light one. There's some deep soil. Do I care about deep soil? Let's zoom out again. Let me look again. We have like, what's the furthest away fort that we have? This one's like really far away. We could build on that lake over there. This is the Sea of Saturnity. Ooh, it's a temperate ocean. There are no trees in the ocean, by the way. Just in case. Just in case you wanted to know that. There's like a lot of stuff that you can learn about. Also Murphy. Isn't Murphy like one of the good biomes? No, wait, what were the, it was like Serene or something like that. It's been some time since I last played, and I am not that well versed with like all of the biomes actually, so. The Piss Rock. Well, I hope you enjoy the Piss Rock. We are probably going to be done with the setup by the time you return. We could go to the Sea of... Wouldn't be too bad, right? Nah, let's go for something smaller. I would kind of like a river somewhere. Hill of Smokes? The continents of Shell, by the way, huh? Savannah? Maybe around here. Maybe let's go further to the north. I would like some areas with like a lot of forest, but I don't want the forest to really dominate my area. I wouldn't mind this. We also have like iron, silver, and copper. Flagstone? That's actually quite decent. We have like an aquifer to deal with, but we can do that. I hope. Like, it's been so long since I last played, we might just completely fail that fort. I'm just gonna put it here. I just wanna look around again. Yeah, this is an area with salt water. Wait. Salt water? Why are you complaining of salt water? That aquifer? Am I being silly? I mean, there should be just regular water most of the time, right? Like, this is a... What do you have? A stream? Like a full-on stream? Would be weird if that's salt water. Why are you complaining, game? We could also go, like, somewhere else, but... Wait a minute, what's that? Seriously? Huh. I agree, not a goose spot. I have no idea how you are so smart and talking about the real hydro homies here. I'm still gonna just embark there. We are going to survive. Oh, we are going to die trying. So who cares? We also have like an area with a light aquifer, which is kind of annoying. Because they can flood like a lot of stuff. Alright. Normally I would just hit play now at this point and just take whatever is given to me. But... I would generally assume that it's like sweet water. That's kind of what I'm talking about. But yeah, we're going to prepare carefully because we can completely, I guess, customize everything that happens in this game. For example, we can look at all our dwarves, we can give them like nicknames, and we can look at their personality. This is like something, again, like really complex about this game. Look at that, those are like personality traits about like all of those dwarves. And if we really wanted to, we can go into like the health tab. Okay, we can't do it for this guy. I guess it only gets generated once you're done. Like all of these dwarves also get like their own descriptions, their own traits. They have their own memories that are getting kept, and this is all constantly being updated and tracked. What do we have? High willpower, resist sickness, impatient, but good analytical ability. Yeah, it's a very complex game. We could make this one a doctor if we really wanted to. I just like looking through that stuff. A patient person, sickly though. Values eloquence, fearless. To be fair, like I could also just like randomly assign like some good traits for them. Also the game, the music starts again. I'm gonna lower that on your end for a bit. Remind me to fix that once we're done. That should be fine, I hope. I hope it's still, like, audible. Let's go here. So yeah, like, normally, like, I could just go through, like, everything and really, I guess, get the best dwarves that I want. Like, technically, those dwarves are randomly generated and you cannot change them. That's actually really interesting. Like, a lot of games let you change them. Like, the personality is kind of set in stone. Unless you, like, do, like, the whole embarkment process again. I'm just gonna not care about that. I'm gonna get, like, 2 miners. Some really good miners. Just the first 2 are going to be fine. You're going to work on masonry, and I guess you're going to get stone carving? Sure. Well, let's make you an engraver. You're going to be like a great engraver. You can do that stuff, and I would like to give you stone cutting as well. We need someone who can chop some trees for me, so I'm gonna make you like a woodcutter. I don't know if I want 2 woodcutters. Maybe. We are probably going to work a lot with wood in the beginning, so let's just get 2 woodcutter. I would like someone to actually fish, you know, as you do. For some reason, fisher dwarves are like a really popular as a trade here. Where's the rest? I kind of have to check. There should be like a fish dissector, fish cleaner. Gonna give you like 3 points in here and 2 in there. That's fine. You're a fishery worker. You could be. You value merriment. Okay, good intuition. Not greedy. You're definitely not going to be our leader. We need a greedy leader. Okay. Weak disdains tranquility. Well, if that isn't the perfect goose leader, you're going to be our leader. Esum. You're going to be. You're going to be a record keeper, a good conversationalist, maybe a schemer. I like giving like all of the social skills to like one person. They're going to be our leader. I can give you a leader, but I feel like leaders just for like the military occupation. Isn't there? Huh. And also like intimidator. You're going to be the scariest goose leader ever. You're a clerk, okay. And you, what else do I need? I should probably get someone who can cook. That doesn't actually or like sound that bad. Gelder. I'm gonna give you like 3 levels in cook, and I also would like to have you brew some stuff. Where's brewer? Is brewer crucial? I always forget, like, I do know that brewing is like really important, because here's the thing. All dwarves are alcoholics. That's just like kind of the truth. I mean, sorry, that are just like dwarves. They need alcohol to get through the day. That's like a description that every single dwarf has. And that's definitely a healthy relationship to their alcohol. Anyway, you're going to be a great brewer. You're going to be decent at cooking. What else could you do? I kind of need someone who... Do I need an animal caretaker? I'm just gonna give you some points just in case I need it. I don't actually know how many skills I need for geese. Probably not too many. So this is going to be our set of dwarves. They are probably going to survive for some time. Hopefully. Then we have like some equipment we can add. This is... Wasn't this like on the other side before? Did they change that, or am I imagining things? They have, since I last played, like actually made a lot of changes. We have like some standard stuff here. While I'm at it... Oh, they changed the symbols for that. That's cool. Alpaca leather. Okay. I don't actually need too much stuff, but I do like starting with like a few more plump helmets. Because I always forget that in the beginning to change the setting, and they always get cooked and I lose them, and they are quite decent as food. Some pigtails, sure. I don't actually need that much stuff. But here's the big thing. You're always starting with like 2 animals that can pull a cart, because you're arriving at the place with a cart that breaks down. But you can also add like a lot of animals. And I would like to have... Let's add like 2 cats. And the important thing, geese again. How many geese do we want to bring? We have like a lot of points, so let's bring like 20. 20 geese, some ganders. Let's bring 10. That's a good start. Okay, here's the thing about 500 geese. My goal is to get 1,000. If I start with 500, this playthrough is going to end in like 15 minutes. So, don't worry about that. We are going to see a decent amount of geese. Is there anything else I would like to bring? I don't really care that much about like most of the stuff here. I could bring some materials, maybe another pig. We have 2 iron pigs. Oh, wait. There's actually something we can bring. So, Another thing that Dwarf Fortress does that is like really fascinating. There are no real music instruments in Dwarf Fortress. Instead, they are getting randomly generated per world. So I don't actually know if you can start with musical instruments, but I would like to have like a bell or something like that. If that's possible, because otherwise we are going to have to build one. Instruments. Oh, look at them. They're all too expensive. This is an M. Sadly, you can't actually read what kind of instrument it is. It's kind of cool, yeah. I always like to collect instruments. I rarely build them myself, but I wouldn't mind like some golden instrument. Let's look, what do we have like gold-wise? Gold instruments. Native gold lead, a rose gold mixtal, an M. Okay, we have like M and mixtal, whatever that is. I can't actually afford any of them. So I guess I'm quite limited with like the kind of instruments I can bring with me, which is interesting. I guess those are like the only ones that are made out of metal that I'm looking at, but still. Let's bring a silver nickel mixtal. I have no idea what it is. I'm gonna bring one. I want one. Okay. We have 12 more points. We could get like more geese. Perfect. We've actually spent all of the geese. Okay. Now that we have designed all of that stuff, we can create a fortress name. And the cool thing is, Dwarf Fortress has its own language. And there's actually a translator that I sometimes use when I do like D&D/Pathfinder prep for like dwarven stuff. But you can literally like name your fortress whatever you want to name it. I would like to... How would I like to name it? I thought something like Geese Home. Let's figure out if that's possible. Front compound? Can I add like geese? Okay, goose. Goose. Okay, Kurik. Goose Home. Kurik Bomb. What would be fun? We could also like randomize some stuff. The silks, the whisker, the directions. They also have like a hyphen comma. Like there are like a lot of ways to combine them to have like a really fun name. The handles direction, the lakes directions. The blade blizzard. Can you have like something? Okay, that's like a very silly idea, but can you have like silly? No. The loud, the louse. The honk. No. Okay, I just had to check. You know what? Let's just go with Goose Home. A piss rock? I don't think I can go for piss. Wait, piss. Ale? I can go pale. Wait, I have an idea. Wait. The rock? The rock of piss. Okay, sadly. Yellow? Yelling, Sadly, not all words exist. That's like kind of the sad thing. Yellow? No, I don't know if I can. Yellow. I can put it as a second adjective. Goose Home, the yellow rock. How about that? It just has to be the second adjective for some reason. Oh, yes. And then we need a goose, not a goose symbol, a group symbol. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We want a goose. That is action. No, we need an object. We need an object. I would like a knife. How about a slicing knife? And hold. Handling. Striking. Carrying? Why can't I get like a like an action like that? Hanging, contemplating, being shot, being tortured. No, I don't want to have the goose be tortured. I guess we could say the goose is contemplating. How about that? You know what? Actually, what about a bell? Not a gel, a bell. Bell-shaped skirts? Amber? Oh yeah, that's right. You can't have belts because belts don't exist in this world. We have like bellows. I'm just gonna say it's an image of a goose and a slicing knife, and the goose is contemplating something. We don't know what it's contemplating, but it sure is there. We could also have... Can I say burning? The slicing knife is burning. How about that? That's a menacing symbol if I've ever seen one. Alright, we have a group symbol. We don't have any problems. We can save the profile as the goosening. Ah, that's perfect. The goosening. And then we shall embark. And we're preparing a map. A dwarven outpost. You have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond. Your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of Etestus Hut. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plow, or hook. Provide for your dwarves. You're expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you. But it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the dingoes get hungry. Oh no, not dingoes. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at this place. Kurik Bom Inolit. Goose home the yellow rock. Strike the earth. We're starting. So this is what I talked about, like colony builders, right? Like this is probably familiar to some. It is quite 2D, but we can change like different layers, and we can go like all the way down to layer negative 126 and up to layer 18. So you have like quite a lot of space you can build. It's like very three-dimensional. And more importantly, while the game does look very simple, it's actually simulated, like physics simulated in a lot of places. Like for example, water, the way water runs, for example, is simulated. It moves like one direction. We have like some river otters. Oh, cool. Look at that. A high stamina, agile, tough otter. It's 2 years old and feels grouchy about being left out in the rain. And it's kind of what I wanted to talk about, like in like one of the previous tabs. You can get a description of all creatures that you're seeing, right? Like every single one has like a very specific thing. For example, the stray goose over here. I had not seen the new profiles for geese. Look at that, it's like 1 year old. It's a healthy goose. She's exasperated when caught in the rain. Is it raining? Oh, it's raining. Oh, that kind of makes sense. Has no official position, sadly. I don't know why. But we could have like some personality, for example. She has great kinesthetic sense, very good focus, and natural ability with music. Just like a goose! Exclamation geese in chat, by the way. I did add a command for that. Not goose in chief. Exactly. Geese are prone to inconvenience dwarf by picking up and misplacing important items for no apparent purpose other than to annoy them. A single goose can lead to dozens of jobs cancelling reports, as every dwarf in the vicinity converges on the dreadful bird to reclaim the stolen goods. They are especially keen on stealing percussion instruments with a bell component. This is, by the way, from the Dwarf Fortress wiki. It's also rated D for dwarf, because not everything in the Dwarf Fortress wiki can actually be believed. Anyway, so yeah, I think this is kind of where we're starting. We could look at everything. There's even a worm over here. This is, by the way, where I brought some cats. Look at that, those are actually kind of cute. Oh no, it's a sickly cat, no! But yeah, we have like some cats today. They can deal with like some rodents. While we're at it. While I'm at it. Oh, wait. We finally reached the moment in time where I can actually change audio. I'm gonna switch audio to like 50%, so it's not too loud on my end. And then I'm gonna raise it on your end again. Yeah, it's actually a little bit too quiet. Is that fine? 65% with the music? I hope it's fine. Otherwise, just let me know. Sounds fine? Perfect. Okay. Today, we are not going to build any bridges, because bridges suck, let's be honest. I would like some wood. The rock feels respected, and you are back. Well, welcome back to our new kingdom. We've just created the best kingdom out there. This is Goose Home, the yellow rock. Very important, which means that we first of all have to build a proper, not goosedom, Goose Home. But look at all those geese. We have some of them. Look at them. They look weirdly happy. I am gonna be completely honest, I'm not really sure how I feel about the new profile pictures, but hey, they sure exist. That's a lot of yellows. I am not even in here. Talking about that, there's an expedition leader. This is the novice record keeper who is going to lead the geese because he disdains tranquility. You know, as you do. And I'm just gonna ignore like all of the text for now because we've yapped for so long. Right, we're like 38 minutes into the stream and I've done literally nothing except for create this world. Okay, first thing we are going to do, I'm going to chop some trees. And maybe down here as well. How about that? And then we need to figure out where I want to build like a temporary fort. We could just build something above ground, but funnily enough, that's a lot harder than actually digging into the earth. So I might just go for that. But then again, we do have an aquifer here, and that's really, really annoying to work with. So I might actually stay above ground for a bit. But before I do that, I kind of have to build like some pastures here. The cool thing is geese don't need to eat in this game. So that's something, but I'm still gonna assign all the geese here just so they are somewhere safe. You know? There are so many geese. I already regret this. All of them here. And we could also put the horses here. Yeah, because you automatically come with horses. Wait, they don't need to, but can they? They don't need to eat. They cannot eat. They do not have that need. But horses need to eat, actually. They have to graze. And this is like kind of a simplification because this game is complex enough. I feel like it would probably run to a very, very swift FPS stuff if every creature had to eat in this world. Anyway, let's just start. Exactly, we named it that. Yeah, the translator didn't know piss for some reason. That's kind of weird. Before I change anything else, I need to assign some administrators. We have an expedition leader. I'm also going to make them the manager. Oh, I didn't actually give them any managing skills. Well, too bad. You're going to manage. Broker? Probably, yeah. I'm just going to give him, like, basically every single job. Like, he's a bookkeeper. He can't do any other stuff. I have not given him any skills, so he's probably going to suck anyway. That's going to be fine for now. So you need actually a bookkeeper because, like, for example, look at those stats here in the beginning, right? Like, you have, like, some food in here. 50 food. This is just like an estimate. We don't actually know the values of, like, everything that we own unless we have a bookkeeper who's actually keeping track of everything we own, which is, like, really fascinating about this game. And the manager role is, like, for example, to make work orders so you don't have to do everything manually. Like, this game is very automatable in a way, for, like, most stuff at least. And while I'm at it, should probably look at creatures here. And we have 2 miners. You should be a woodworker. Let me give you the job so you pick up an axe. Where we're at it, I don't need that. I'm just clicking through some stuff that I know is going to be annoying later on. I feel like we are basically done. Let's get going. I would like to build... Again, it's been some time. Is it enough? No, carpenter. I want a carpenter. I just put that one here. I don't have anything yet. Okay. Here's a minor thing that's going to be like really annoying to me. Going to be annoying for myself. And that is, there's generally like in a very, I guess, default mod, I'm gonna call it, that a lot of people are using, which is called DFhack, which basically adds like some convenience features as well as giving you like the option to cheat. Right, like in case like something breaks so you can just cheat. I have not installed that this time around. Because there are apparently some new convenience features that were added, and I just want to see how it plays without that mod. But it also means that I can, for example, not pre-plan a lot of stuff. But it should be fine for now. Okay, with that stuff, I am just going to let the game run a little bit. We can, like, watch all of the geese. Look at them moving. I should have probably waited with the pasture, because now they are going to be busy getting all of the animals in there. Well, in any case, they are now here. Also, what are those slugs doing? Just slug things? Well, how lovely. And yes, I have hated mushrooms for far longer than I've ever hated bridges. Are you fighting a turtle? Or are you fishing a turtle? Oh no, you're fishing one. I was just confused because there was like this cat running around. Thought that they were in combat somewhere. Oh, bees! Not bees! Oh no, that's flies. And here I was worried. Okay, we are chopping down some trees. The elves are going to be very happy about that, as always. So we are just going to ignore that. Now that I have some wood, let's get some workshops down. This is just going to be very temporary, by which I mean they're going to be basically permanent. Carpenter. I'm gonna build like 2 carpenters. Pear wood, that's fine. Let's build 2 of those. And you know what? I might actually build something above ground. Like, this is very atypical for Dwarf Fortress to do that, but I feel like we should at least build like some sort of barn for like our animals, so they're like extra safe. I can just bring them underground, but I feel like that's kind of boring. Okay, now that we have some carpenters, we could give them like some jobs here, for example, and then some dwarf is going to work with that. We can alternatively though go into the work orders and let our manager do that by just saying, for example, I would like to have always 1 bed at hand. And if I have 0 beds, make a bed basically. Is less than 0. Oh, is less than 1. I apparently did the wrong setting there. So as long as we don't have beds, they're going to make a bed. And I also would like to create some wooden blocks. Because wooden blocks are basically similar to logs. You can just build out of them, like walls and stuff. But wooden blocks are a lot easier to carry around. And I would like to keep, like, I guess some pear wood going. We can actually select what kind of material we want to have. We could also make it random. Let's say I would like to have 50 blocks of pear wood. Just make like 2 every single time. That's fine. Yeah, this is kind of where we're going to start. Let's see if this is going to work where we're at it. You are not working though. With a farmer, you know what? Actually, we might need to go underground. Think about it. We do have a farmer, and we need to start farming some stuff. Do I just build a stairway, or just going to get some ramps? You know what? Let's be fancy. Let's build with some ramps. I rarely do that. 3 white over there, over there. Let's hope that we don't hit the aquifer. That would be nice to see. Have you already hit some? No. Okay. We're just not digging that spot. And we've hit the aquifer. Have we? No. Why is it wet here? Yeah, that's kind of the issue. This is an aquifer. Basically, those walls are constantly dripping. And that's really annoying. It's also really useful. But while I'm at it... how do I deal with that? Let's just remove that aquifer. And by remove it, I mean let's build like a room here. And... make sure to remove all the walls that exist here. I'm just gonna build like a big room. And we can fix that later. Yeah, that's probably fine. And I would like to remove those walls already. So we can replace them. We just need to build like some wooden walls there, and that should be fine. What are you working on? Beds. Perfect. And some wood blocks. Okay. Then let's going. Okay. This is actually an issue I completely forgot about. If you're using the effect, you can basically say that they are just going to dig through the aquifer, but I feel like I need to babysit that now. While I'm at it, let me quickly change some stuff in the kitchen. I would like you to not... This is cook. Cook some plum pellets, because that's going to remove the seeds. And I would like those seeds. So let's just continue. I'm just making sure that you're actually digging. And then I would also like to build some walls. Not logs. I would like to select that. We have some pear wood blocks. We can start with that. Just like that. Perfect. Someone's going to build that at some point. Trust me. Dwarves are great at building. It's like part of their job description. I would like to mine this one as well. And the nice thing about this is actually that we now have sand in our home, and we can just dig up that sand. For some reason, a singular style of sand is basically infinite, which means that we can make glass if we wanted to. Maybe we should. We could have like a greenhouse for all the geese. A geese house. Just like that. I would like you to continue digging there. And construct some walls for me. Over here, over there, over there. I hope that works like that. Just like that. I'm just gonna continue digging, right? Like, it's all the fun, it's all the rage. Wait a second. Oh no. I thought for a second that the wall over here wouldn't be damp. Well, too bad. It sadly is. Also, I'm just gonna ignore, like, you know, dimensions. It's going to work out somehow. Don't worry about it. Okay, you have that stuff. How many blocks do I have? I hope I have enough. Apparently I do. That's nice. And I don't have enough for you. That's fine though. Like basically we are just going to get that pop-up every single time I don't have enough material. But that's fine. How's the outside looking? Everyone's still alive, that's great. We don't have any conflict here, it's also nice. You are collecting a lot of pond turtles. You know what? We should probably start cleaning that stuff up. I need some farming. I need a fishery. Use like something else. How about a cedar log? Yeah. And then I would like some other workshops while I'm at it. Still. Sure. Something. That's fine. Workshop and let's get a kitchen. Sure. Let's just see, like I will probably move them very, very quickly. But it doesn't hurt to at least get something going. What are you doing, by the way? Nothing? Wow, lazy bums. I guess I need to dig some more stuff so I have some space to actually work on. Construction wall. Let's see, I'm gonna put some blocks in again. We're getting like a lot of blocks, I do like that. Actually enough to work on that stuff, and I also will have to chop some more trees soon. Apple, plum, apple, pear tree, okay. I'm just gonna chop those, just so we keep the same color going. I don't know, I'm very particular about that stuff. I don't like mixing and matching the materials if I can avoid it. Walnut. I mean, I do like walnut. We should work with that like soon. It's fine. It's also so quiet. You know, that's like one of the things that bothers me about like certain games where you just have like a lot of music and then just like silence for the rest of it. Well, but it's going to be fine. Let's get down here. I'm gonna continue with this stuff. Oh, reinforced walls. This is new. I think those are just some that are like harder to break, I'm assuming. Pearwood blocks. That's some more stuff here. And while we're at it, we're like inside already. Let's put a bed down. Like one singular bed, and it's going to be our dormitory. All of the dwarves are going to sleep on this singular bed when they have the chance. It's a luxury I'm going to give them. I know, like, I'm a generous god every once in a while. And then let's go on with some walls. Wait. Are you complaining about the material? Like, I thought it would just let me copy, but probably it doesn't let me copy because I just built a bed. Something like it? Because I definitely have enough material, right? Use those ones, and I also need to dig that out. And I feel like we are done then. This is the fort, by the way. We are done with the stream, clearly now. But we are like done with the aquifer. At least in this area. We should be safe. We shouldn't get any unexpected flooding. At least for now. We should probably build like a well, just like for emergencies. But that's time for another day, I guess. Okay, now that we have done that, let's build in some walls. We have like some rooms actually. Gonna give you like a big old dormitory, like a 6 space dormitory. That sounds like amazing, right? And then let's give you like some space for like a kitchen up here. And I'm going to add like a big all dining hall. And then we can have like some crafts workshops over there. We have like a kitchen and a still. It's like this length. Let's make it like this size, just about. Okay, that should be fine. And then we need some doors, by the way. We actually need to build some. Wooden door. Let's make it out of walnut or something like that. Walnut wood. Yeah, that's nice. And give me 3 doors. All the time, just because I know I'm gonna need them. That should be fine. Look at that. And everything is working. Alright, and then it's probably time to bring our stuff inside. I'm gonna... like 3 wide, 3 wide. This is going to be our stockpile for... Should probably be smart about this. Let's have like a stockpile for everything food related here. All food except for seeds. And maybe eggs. We don't really want to put eggs in here. Plants is fine. Prepared meals is probably also fine, yeah. Okay. And then drink. Drink we're also going to remove. Drink animal. Sure. Let's just remove that stuff. Okay. This is going to be a food stockpile, just like food main, I'm gonna call it, just so I remember. And then we are going to have like a drink stockpile. Drinks main. Let's get some food. Let's just give it some plant-based drinks. Let's just add some meat and bumblebee meat. I'm not gonna expect to have those anytime soon, but hey, it doesn't hurt to have those. And while we're at it, it's probably time to create some barrels. Wooden barrel. Don't care about like the type, but I would like to have at least 3 going. Sure, let's say 3. And same with wooden bins. You know, we have to make all of the elves really angry, so it's probably time to create everything that we can. How about that? Wooden bins, and then I would like a storage pile. Maybe not here. You know what? Like the layer above here doesn't actually have an aquifer in it, right? Can I? Wait, I should be able to do, right? Right, like if I start digging a stairway. Wait, let me measure some stuff out here. I'm just gonna put it here. Go up, and then I would like a stairway as a construction here. I think this is how it works. I put it here. Can I not? Okay, it has to spam multiple elevations. That's something I get, but I don't get why you don't want me to do that. Sometimes, like especially stairs, I always think are kind of confusing. Because I can't actually dig up from here. And this is kind of why it's annoying that I have to do it like this. I could build a ramp. You know what? Let's build a ramp. It's okay. Put a ramp over here, maybe. Does that work, though? I hope it does. Let's dig a channel in this one. I don't know if you can reach it from there. You probably can't. But, you know, it doesn't hurt to try. Let's build some sort of ramp. But let's first get some other materials. How about that? Wooden blocks still. I like building out of wood, if you haven't noticed. Let's make 2 wooden blocks, but I would like you to use sand pear. I mean, we've already got pear wood, so maybe not. Apple wood? Sure, let's use apple wood. I mean, it doesn't actually matter that much if we have like less than 20 of those blocks. So this should start working here. While we're at it, I'm gonna build like the workshops that I need. Like the still. Sure. I'm gonna make you out of apple. Workshop still, farming, the kitchen. All sort of apple, where we're at it. And then I'm just gonna let the game run for a second because I'm not really sure how this is going to work out. You're still working, that's nice. Let's get some spaces in. And for some reason, some of my dwarfs are actually getting slightly happier. Don't know why, it's a mystery to everyone. Now let's just figure that one out. We have the kitchen here, we have the still here. I should probably start brewing some drinks, right? Brew drink from fruit? You hate when that happens. It happens all the time. I know. I would like you to brew drinks if you have less than 50. Brew like 2 of them. And I would like you to make like an easy meal. As long as we don't have enough unrotten prepared meals. Let's say 25 for now. And you're going to make 2 meals. That should be fine. Oh, look at that. We have a question of the day about the last song you would ever listen to. I feel like the last time I answered that question, I had given... Which answer did I give? Daristea Dinte, maybe? Just because it's like such a song that kind of stuck with me for like my entire life. It's basically like the first proper song that I've ever heard, or like that was ever my favorite song at the time. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. Like, it actually changes. Like, the answer does actually change every once in a while. I'm gonna, by the way, give you like a second bet. I feel like it's time for you guys to get a second bet. And I would also like to expand the dormitory. Look at that cat, just watching. Being grouchy while being caught in the rain. You know, as you do. I would also like to add like some everwood block floors. And all the spaces that I'm going to get a door in a second. That reminds me, this year I actually did not lose Whamageddon. For the main reason that I avoided radio like the plague, basically. I don't know why, but it kind of worked out, so, you know, I'm not gonna complain. And when I'm at it, can I build some doors? You're going to get a door for dormitory. Ever since you heard Abstract Psychopomp by Hoser, you've been thinking it's a perfect dying song? I've never heard that song, I don't think, at least. I'm gonna have to check it out. Maybe post-stream, because I am terrible, you know, I'm great at remembering things, which is why it's definitely going to happen. Listen to it or else. You know what? Send me the name somewhere in DMs or like just on Discord. I'm gonna check it out after stream, because I will forget. Talk about things that I forgot. I should probably make some nest boxes, right? Wooden nest boxes? How about we make 10 for now? I don't actually need to repeat that order. And that should be fine. Look at that. Look at how happy those fishery workers are. It's great, right? Oh no, they're unconscious. Okay, they're healthy now. Who would have thought that sleep leaves you unconscious? Walnut door. I don't think I have enough. Yeah. While we're at it, I should probably also start building some tables. How about... If they empty the name, perfect. I'm gonna check it out after stream. I'm not gonna click it because otherwise the notification is going to go away. I'm gonna be a professional streamer about this, okay? How about persimmon? Or cherry? I don't actually know. Well, no, cherry, we only have 5. Bayberry? Now let's just go for persimmon wood. And I also need some wooden stools. No, what are they called? Wooden thrones? Wooden chair? They're actually called chair here, okay. But made out of persimmon. I just need like something for the dwarves to sit on. You wouldn't believe it. Alright. And while we're at it, I should probably start making some more areas here. I would like to give my manager an office, because they do need one later on. Wait, it literally means a being that helps you move to the afterlife. Huh, interesting. So really the first thing that I thought of when I read that name, but sure. I'm gonna believe you. You know, as I do. We know always, you know, the mods are always right. We can't just change that here just because I am doubting stuff. Select material. We did put apple wood there, right? Yeah. Look at that. We basically have a perfect fort already. Just ignore the fact that we don't have like a door outside and everyone can just run inside. And once we get a siege, it's going to end instantly. But hey, that's just life. I also, this is like one of those minor things about like Dwarf Fortress that I just find really fascinating. I love how doors and hatches are neither furniture nor constructions. I love that they have like their own tab for some reason. It is so weird. No need to check sources of your mod? Exactly. That's how that works. You just mod it in if you need to. What I'm at, you know what? Let's give the dwarves a meeting area so they don't sit outside. A meeting area, and then I would like to get... where is it? Dining hall? Yeah, dining hall over here. People sure did get smashed, apparently. Okay, let's get another door. I don't have enough doors. Okay. I need more carpenter work. Guys, work harder. Oh, wait, you're building some chairs. Might be slightly my fault. Okay, how about construction? I would like some space to actually put those tables. Let's make it like this. I don't actually have enough. Oh. Could you like quickly craft like one more block? One chair, what are you working on? Applewood block? That's perfect. Come on, you can do it. Perfect. Alright, let's get going. Construction floor. 4x4 area and some apple in here. It's going to be great. My people get to feast in just a moment. Also, I should finally, you know, get like a stockpile going. You know what? Generous stockpile. Everything. It's okay. I don't think you can't set priority like in general, right? Like you can just say that, for example, that other stockpiles pull from other stockpiles, for example. I don't think you can say like this is, for example, priority 1 or so stockpile, if I recall correctly. It's been some time again. Use any table. We only have like the fitting ones. We only have 3 fitting ones apparently. And same for some chairs. At least we have 3 chairs, okay? What more can you want? And while we're at it, let's give our leader an office. Expedition leader, you can probably manage stuff a lot better like this. What are the geese doing here? Why are you here? Wait, rooms? You have no study? I can't believe this. No, but seriously, why aren't you here? Did I forget to put some in? No? Okay, I guess the geese just like it over there. You know, can't argue with them. It's just... That reminds me, I did have an instrument here, right? Like, I should probably put that somewhere. Maybe I should have, like, a little... while I'm at it. Here's a cool thing about, like, rooms and stuff. You can change, like, a lot. I'm going to remove... wait, I have to do that. I remove, like, half of this room. And instead, I'm going to make a tavern down there. It's going to be a meeting area. It's going to be a new tavern. It's the creative brunch. Fair enough, I'm not going to argue. It's probably quite creative. And I would like you to... Who's going to be the tavern keeper? You know what? Expedition leader. You're not doing anything else. Is anyone here good as a musician? You are a good musician, apparently. And like the miners don't really do anything right now, right? I could also give it to work, like competent speaker. You know what? You asked Merulzem, you are going to be our new bard. And while I'm at it, I should probably create some chests. Wait. Wooden chest? Yeah, that's what they're called here. I'm gonna make like the same thing that I did before for like beds and stuff, where I just want to have like a chest on hand whenever I'm looking around. Same with a cabinet, by the way. Wooden cabinet. Let me get like 1 cabinet all the time. I'm gonna give like my people at some point some rooms, and it's like something, I don't know why a lot of people apparently don't do that, but I like giving them rooms. I don't know, I might be not as tyrannical as I thought. Anyway, floors, let's give you, wait, this is apple, right? Yeah, okay. Where am I? Construction, floor. like you to get some apple wood going over here. I'll probably expand that a little bit. Like 3 more. Okay, I don't have enough. Okay, I'm just gonna wait until this is built. Look at that. Somebody actually has to bring the geese to the designated spot. Who would have thought? Wait, he was annoyed when it caught in the rain? He didn't feel anything while in conflict? Well, this is one terrifying goose. This is, by the way, a frail goose. You could also look at their personality, which is like still, I just love that you can do that, right? A great kinesthetic sense, a great ability to focus, an iron will, very good intuition, and a sum of patience. But he has poor ability to manage or understand social relationships and poor creativity. Aww. He dislikes helping others? What is this goose? He does not generally respond to emotional appeals. He has a tendency to go it alone without considering the advice of others. He takes offered help and gifts without feeling particularly grateful. Ah yes, so absolutely me. He tends to form only tenuous emotional bonds with others. He is pleased by his own appearance and talents. He is slow to anger. He is slow to trust others. He has an active imagination but poor creativity. He likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. He is often nervous. Oh, so relatable. Ah yes. We have a nervous goose. What about the other geese, by the way? You have a large deficit in willpower, but you have great creativity and a way with words. Perfect. Perfect geese. Yeah, I just love that like all of the creatures have like their own personality and like... Okay, this is like a minor thing about like game design. But like a lot of games have like, I'm gonna call it like beauty scores, for example, where like you have a room that has like, for example, you put like some statues in there and that's going to be a lot nicer. In Dwarf Fortress, the beauty score is basically dependent on the, I guess the beholder, right? As they say, right? Like the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Because since they have like such a personality, they might like whatever is depicted in a statue, for example, and they might not like it. Stuff like that happens like all the time. But yeah, I would like a chest here just to put some instruments in. Because we do have like at least one instrument, I would like to see that one be played at some point. And I'm also going to install like the rest of the tables. Okay, we're actually done with that. I used the last one and also some of the chairs. Use the last one. I really like that. Like this button has not existed like half a year ago when I last played. It made like building a lot more annoying when you didn't use that mod to manipulate a lot of stuff. Anyway, we have that. We have the office. We should probably put a chair into the office, right? How about we just make chairs at this point? Wooden chairs. I would like 3 of them at least. Just make 1. I don't really care about the color. I'm gonna make like specific colors if I need them. And I also would like a wooden table. Same with that one. They are just like kinda way too useful to not have on hand. Just because like basically every single room that you're building needs a table. And having one on hand is just kinda nice. Alright, constructions, floor. I would like to get some apple blocks. We don't have enough. Huh? Okay, I'm just gonna leave that at that point. But yeah. Anyway, you know, now that we can, you know, yap about stuff, which is nice. You know, it's nice that I don't have to focus on the story. Another thing that I think is actually somewhat interesting. So whenever I talk with people about board games, a lot of the time, especially like people who don't play like a lot of, I guess, expert board games, as they call themselves, they often tell me that their favorite board game is Sorry, which I've never understood, because there's like a German version of Sorry, which is called Mensch ärger dich nicht, which basically just translates to, hey man, don't be mad. And I always thought that was really fascinating as an answer, because I think that game absolutely sucks. Well, this is actually what my belief was until like very recently, because I had actually watched a video where somebody made or like played Sorry, but like as a Pokemon game. I thought that was like really funny, which is why I clicked that. And I apparently learned that the game Mensch ärgerlich nicht and Sorry are actually not the same game, even though they look very, very similar. And I kind of have to admit, it doesn't suck. That's how I would describe it. I have definitely changed my opinion on Sorry. It feels like a decent game that I would actually, you know, play in my time with like people who would actually play board games. But seriously, because I had to think about that, because on Christmas Eve, like my family always gets together and we play like board games and stuff. And my sister always insists on playing Mensch ärgerlich nicht. And I hate it. It is so many hours of just sitting around in a circle and rolling a singular 6-sided die because nobody manages to leave that freaking house that you need to leave to start the game, basically. And that's the entire game. There's so little tactic, especially because we have like rules where you're forced to kick out like another player if you can. And that just like kind of removes like all of the options that you have. And you're basically not playing a game, you're basically just sitting around rolling a die over and over again, and I hate that. There are like 2 games that I would consider worse than that game, and one of them is Monopoly, and let's be honest, Monopoly sucks as a game. I know that they're like a competitive scene and stuff, but I just think it is so unfun. To the point, I just can't believe that people enjoy playing that game. And I also can't believe that this game has like 10 bazillion different versions that people are actually buying. Gotta be completely honest, like if you are liking Monopoly, I'm sorry, I'm gonna hate you. I am a certified Monopoly hater. And the other one is like this game of life game, where you don't have any decisions, but you just spin like a disc in the middle of the board. And I don't get it. Why would anyone play that? I know. I'm just making like assumptions here, but still, I just have to be that kind of hater today. That's just kind of how it is. But yeah. Anyway, any great board games you've played recently? You know, while I'm segueing, because I feel like I'm just yapping and not really talking to chat. Everwood blocks, I'm just gonna fill in like some more space while I'm at it. Didn't the inventor of Monopoly intended to suck? Yes and no. The original game was a commentary not on capitalism, because they were actually a proponent of capitalism. They just hated landlords. That is like the difference. It's basically the same game. I think it was like literally like this landlord's game, but yeah. You like Monopoly, but only for the aspect of the figurines. I like the figurines, I have to admit. The figurines are cool, but like I would not sit around in a circle for like 10 hours just to see one person win. I can already do that by just looking at the stock market. It's basically the same game. Anyway, welcome in, Half. It's been some time. I hope you enjoyed Christmas and stuff. Let's get the walnut doors in here. Yeah, exactly. Like, I just think that this is so fascinating. This is like a weird libertarian argument, I guess. But I'm not gonna, you know... Yeah, I never assume that those arguments are coherent, so... No! Back to lurking. I hope you enjoy lurking. To be fair, I feel like you have to kind of talk about your hatred about like of Monopoly when it's being talked about, because otherwise, when do you get the chance to critique that game by just saying it sucks? It never happens, I know. When I'm at it, I'm gonna give my good old manager a chair, finally. Look at him. He's finally sitting while working. He's like a proper manager now. I'm also going to give him like I guess a table. Furniture table, sure. And while I'm at it, I should probably give him like his own room. You know what? Sure, let's give him a room. Let's call it a room. It's not really a room, but it's something. Pearwood, sure. You're also going to get a door, your own personal door. And I'm gonna give you a bed. I know, you're like so rich. It's going to be the best. Okay, remove that one, and then I would like to build a bedroom. Not the lead one. Over here, you are going to be the expedition leader's bedroom. Look at that, he's so rich. And he's updating my stockpile records. Look at that, all of the numbers actually make sense finally. We have like 49 fish. Isn't that nice? Also, remember how I, in the beginning of stream, said, oh yeah, I'm gonna dig into like the underground so I can make a farm. You have not made a farm? You know what? Maybe I should do that. And while I'm at it, why aren't you putting the instrument in there? You have one instrument store. Why is there an instrument here though? This is a nickel-silver mix style. This is a nickel-silver mix style. The frame is made from nickel-silver. The body is made from green glass. The strings are made from cave spider silk. The plectrum is made from green glass. So it is definitely something similar to a guitar. The mix style is a large handheld silk-stringed instrument with a metal frame and a glass body. The strings are suspended from the frame down to the body, and the musician picks the 18 strings with a glass plectrum. Interesting. Tuning is accomplished by pegs. Tuning is also possible using small levers. Okay. The instrument has a 4-octave range, going from a very low to a high pitch. So, you have to imagine, this is basically a guitar that has as many strings as like a harp or something like that. And you're just holding it like that. Okay. At all pitches, the instrument has a round, quavering timbre. It has 3 registers. The low register has a raspy, muddy timbre. The middle register begins at mid-low pitch and has a really muddy timbre. The high register begins at middle pitch and has a wobbling, eerie timbre. Okay. It's certainly an instrument. I kind of would like to listen to it. But I guess it's not going to happen. Also, my plan that I had here, I'm just gonna remove that. It's not working. And while I'm at it, I should probably change how this is working, because I would like to get like a farm going. At least like some smaller ones. I'm gonna make them over here. 3 of them? Sure. And then workshops. Let's build some farm plots. Over there, and over there. Somebody's going to build them at some point. Trust me. This is just how Dwarf Fortress works. Also, we're like midsummer already. I kind of... You know what? Here's the thing. I was serious when I want to have like a goose economy or a gooseconomy. But the issue is that means that I am only allowed to sell stuff related to geese. I have not butchered any geese yet, so I don't have like any geese bones I could make stuff out of. But we can do something else. We can actually create a goose statue. Wait, wooden statue? Wooden sculpture? How do you make that? Wooden... armor stand? No, you should be able to make like a sculpture, right? Wooden figurine? Can I make description for a... Yeah, I can, okay. How about we make some geese figurines? I would like to use an existing image. This is the group symbol. This artwork is a well-designed image of a goose and a slicing knife. The goose is contemplating, the slicing knife is burning. The image is the symbol of the Knowing Furnaces, a local dwarven government. I guess we are the, you know, those furnaces. We are just going to make 10 of those statues. I guess figurines. You know what? Better idea. Let's automate it. I would like to have these figurines. I would like to at least have 10 of them so I can trade them. Or better yet, I'm gonna make 3 every single time. Let's have 25 of those, because I need something to trade when autumn comes. It reminds me, I should also probably make like a trade depot. Out of pear woods. I need more material. I absolutely need to dig down at some point and actually get some rocks. But I actually kind of like being silly with all the other materials for a minute. So I guess it's still going to take a moment. Also, while I'm at it, furniture, give me a chest for you. And I would also like a cabinet for you, just because you're rich anyway. And the cool thing in this game is that furniture, like, dwarves can just run over furniture. So you can actually have like really small rooms if you really want to. I'm gonna make bigger rooms at some point, but not today. Oh, you're done digging. Okay, I need some plump helmets year round, just because they are kind of a really good food source. So let's get those going. Ah, yes. Lovely. You would have thought that this is Untitled Goose Game? Well, I can tell you something that the Dwarf Fortress Wiki talks about when they're talking about geese. Yeah, it's quite a text. But yeah, like my idea was to have like an economy entirely based off of geese, which is why I started with like 50 or so of them. Wait, how many geese do I currently have? Creatures, pets, livestock. I don't think it actually tells me how many I have without using Dwarf or DF hack. I think we got like 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we got like 44 in total. They are going to make the backbone of our economy at some point. So that's going to be certainly a challenge. I mean, it's either going to be that or we're going to lose spectacularly. You know, the only thing, like, before I started, I actually played with the idea of installing like a mod where you could train geese to be like attack geese or something like that, because I thought that would have been really, really funny actually. And just like completely ignore like military and stuff and just have like some attack geese. But then I thought, you know what, let's just go for a vanilla experience. Could you guys, by the way, just finally move those geese around? And all the other stuff? I feel like something's missing here. It's probably just like more storage space. I probably just need more. You know what? It might be time to finally dig down again. Let's do that in this corner here. Sure, why not? I would like to shrink you down. You technically don't need to. I just like doing that. Technically, you can just have that on stairs. And I'm gonna dig down and make some stairs. Till here, I hope. And I have to actually pay attention, actually deal with the aquifer the moment I dig down. Look at that. Are you doing something? New... Oh! Oh, we got some new migrants, actually. I was kind of confused there for a second. This is a new migrant. Feels fondness while talking to an acquaintance. I could absolutely... Wait. You are a doctor. That's amazing. Proficient diagnostician, surgeon, bone doctor, and suturer. That's great. And a talented tanner. You are only 39 years old even. Okay, I say like only, you know? But dwarves do live a little bit longer than humans. I've been well. He was annoyed when caught in the rain. You know, this is the perfect response to that, let's be honest. Why are you... you're competent Kirsch. You are a mason stonecutter, but I don't really need more of those. But I definitely would like to get you to be my chief medical dwarf if I can. Before I forget. Because we are going to need one at some point. Hey, how nice. We should be having like 5 new migrants though. Where the rest? You're the chief medical dwarf, we have a stoneworker, we have a bone carver. Bone carver is actually really nice because we are going to work with like a lot of goose bones in the future. A woodcrafter, okay. You know what? We can absolutely work with that. And you're a fish dissector. You know what? I'm actually letting you work on fish. That's okay. You're allowed to. As long as you're enjoying your time with that. And while I'm at it, let's add some more beds, by the way. I feel like I need some. Yeah, we absolutely need to change some of the building in here. By the way, we have 1 drink? Have I not told you guys to make drinks? What's the issue? Am I using the wrong recipe? I need to make it from plant, right? Because I don't have any fruits right now. Oh, wait. I started farming way late. That's probably it. Okay, I'm still gonna add it. Wait. Make drink from plant instead. 2 of them as long as you have less than 50 drinks. That's fine, and then we are also going to just collect some stuff like from the surface. Plant gathering. You know, some grains, some geese. You know, stuff that you just collect. You know, as you do. And somebody's probably going to deal with that. Because we kind of need some drink. Because we are going to die of thirst soon. What about you? By the way, I completely forgot about that. I should probably make some wooden cups. Currently, like, everyone's just drinking with their hands. That's probably a stupid idea. But hey, we are going to figure it out at some point. What you doing, by the way? Managing? Okay, we don't have any drinks anymore. I might actually build a well real quick. Just in case, you know? Do I have everything for a well? I don't actually know if I have. And put you over there. I need mechanisms. Okay, but I cannot... Can I make wooden mechanisms? Wait a second. Wooden mechanism... Just stone, right? Computer... Ah, that's terrible. I need stone for that, and I have not actually dug into the caves yet, so I should probably do that now. So I guess there's no well for us now. And I need to actually... Wait, for the drink? You already brewed something? Nice. Okay, that was actually a lot quicker than I thought. You know what? Maybe I don't have to worry that much. It's okay. Could somebody start digging though? You're storing stuff. How about I get you to mine for just a second? I'm gonna force mine. Wait. Were you just in conflict? I saw like some symbol there and that made me nervous. Recovers quickly? I guess? Thoughts? Memories? No memories. Just like an average goose. Okay. You're sleeping, that's fine. Could you please... Did you just go to bed? No. Carve down. Okay, you just started carving. Okay. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that because, as I mentioned before, if we have like an aquifer here, then I'm gonna have to deal with that. Huh. I guess that was actually just a small aquifer then. It's literally just this one layer. That's actually really nice. Huh. Had I known that, I could have just built a lot more. I mean, a lot faster, actually. That would have been nice. Okay. How about this? Let's just make some pathways here. I'm gonna make like some rooms directly below our layer here. I'm just gonna have like some farms here, and then I'm gonna move the stockpile down. For now, let's just have like... Just gonna make like a weird pattern here. Every 3 blocks, just to have like some variety in here. And I'm gonna make like a big all 19 by 9 stockpile. Sure. And a block here. So we are finally getting some rock, for example. And we're also going to get like a lot of stuff. I can finally move all of the materials down here. Probably even the wood. I don't actually want the wood to stay outside for too long. But then we can, you know, over time just change everything. It's going to be fine. And it's going to be fun, I hope. Like once the other miner finally wakes up and helps digging. Ah, yes. You know, just as expected. Those lazy dwarves. By the way, could you please clear that stuff so somebody can actually work on there? That would also be nice. I would like to have like 3 farms. Okay, thanks. You're going to work on pigtails, dimple cups, I guess, and some more dimple cups. Dimple cups are basically just dye, like blue dye, and pigtails can be used to make cloth. So, kind of important, because at some point my dwarves are going to be naked if I don't pay attention to that. Resume construction. Could you please move that stuff around? Would be nice. Would be very, very nice. Also, why did you bring sheep? I don't want a sheep-based economy. Are you crazy? No, I'm kidding. Let's put some sheep into the pasture. This is a billy goat. Lorbam Badummushat. Okay. I'm still gonna put you here. And a stray calf. Why do we have a stray calf? That's certainly a choice. Okay, where's that goat? You. You have a name, you're tame. Your relations, you have no relations though. By the way, talking about complexity. All of the items that this goat currently has, right? Has a water covering on their neck, for example, right? Yeah, it's been raining outside. Who would have thought? That reminds me, we should probably start building like a stable at some point, so they don't actually have to stand in the rain. We could also just bring them downstairs, but that would require us to find like some cave grass or something like that for them to munch on. And I'm too lazy to do that right now. You wouldn't believe it. Sometimes I am lazy. We should also probably make like a shrine soon. I don't think that there's going to be a goose god, but you know, while we're at it, you know what? Let's check what kind of gods we have this time around. Fire volcanoes, wealth. Is like something... Vash? No worshippers? Well, that's lame. Fortresses. There aren't actually that many interesting, I guess, faiths in here. What would be a great one? Metals. Fortresses. It would be cool to have like some... I don't actually know what kind of domains exist like in total. Jewels, minerals, metals, fortresses. I mean, we could also... You know what? Let's only think about wealth. We are going to make like a temple to Ral Wealth's Vault, the Bejeweled, I'm guessing? Bejou, something? Who's going to be like our main god here. I know we could just add like more, because for some reason everyone believes in it here. Like there are 7 worshippers of 12. So it's probably would be a lot smarter to do that. But I would like something with wealth. And like only wealth, because I think it's a lot more fun. And then base our entire economy again around geese. It's the most fitting, and we are just want believers of that faith here. And the rest we're just going to throw out at some point. You know, it's just as the goose has guided us. They are going to make the decisions at some point. Also, seriously, where's the other miner? What you doing? You're digging? You're brewing. Could you like not brew? Somebody else can brew. I would like you to mine. And I would like to finally get a proper stockpile here. I'm just gonna start here. It's just going to be like the all stockpile. And I'm going to remove this one. That should be fine, I hope. And while I'm at it, we should probably get some hatch covers now that I think about it. Hatch cover. How about a wooden one? Wooden hatch cover. I just need 3 of those. And material, let's just say walnut, sure. Also, I just realized that I never crafted those cups because I don't actually have the right workshop for it. I just saw it in the list and I thought that was kind of silly. I need a crafts workshop for that. Also, it's autumn now, which means there are going to be some dwarves arriving. Let's get some workshops going though, before I forget. I'm just gonna build like 4. It's okay. I don't really care about it. I'm gonna remove them at some point, but I need to make those figurines, the goose figurines. Alright. We are getting our house in. That's nice. It's been so long. Like I don't actually remember like all the steps that you needed to do for like most of the things. I have to admit. This is kind of what I mentioned in the beginning when I said that this is a very complex thing. Also. Okay, I guess I found some damp rock. I don't really care. We can mine that. Is it possible to just smooth the walls and to basically block the aquifer doing that? So it's a lot easier to work with stone than, for example, with sand, because there you can't do that. You actually need to replace the walls and stuff. Because otherwise you're going to drown in water at some point. But hey, there's probably a worse fate. You could drown in geese. Talking about drowning in geese, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. You know what? Sure, why not? I'm gonna make a pen just for geese. I just wanna know how they feel about being here. I'm just gonna put like all the geese in here. They are going to live off of better protection than all of the other animals in the kingdom. All the ganders as well. Okay, let's get all of those. The rest they can just graze outside, I don't care. And that also allows us to finally... Is it a workshop, by the way? Yeah, we can put the nest boxes that we've built before in here. I only have like 2? Okay. I guess the 2 nest boxes that I've built before, we can put in here. And we can finally get more geese. That would be nice. I hope my dwarves don't start, cooking all the geese. Because I still need a lot. I know, who would have thought that 1,000 is like a big number. Gonna smooth those pieces so somebody can do that at some point. Same with you, just so the water isn't going to be an issue for long. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think I've talked about this like on stream yet, because I am forgetful. It's actually something I wanted to talk about like in the beginning. I'm gonna be streaming later this week again. Not Dwarf Fortress, but the Dredge, because I finished that one. Actually, I feel like I finished that one on Christmas, if I recall correctly. And I still need to do like the 100%. I kind of want to do that. I feel like it would be probably fun to just like sit around and I just deleted that stockpile. I didn't want to do that. Could I please not do that? I want to do this one. Sometimes they're like weird clicks. Probably going to do that on Friday. Probably just catch like the rest of the fish. And this is like another thing that I actually wanted to do before, but I will probably not get around to it. But I still want to do like a coding stream because playing so much Dredge, I thought, you know what would be funny? Imagine if I added like a fishing mini game to stream that would just like run where I'm doing like something like a Dwarf Fortress stream or something like that, when there's like a lot of downtime and you just get like to play your own little game down there, right? I feel like that would be funny. I just haven't gotten around to that. I hope I can do that like sometime in January, just because I think it would still be really funny to have like something going. And I could probably expand that with like other games like over time. But we will see. Hopefully it works out. Anyway. Although it is a grim reminder of the winter hardships to come, the supply caravan from the dutiful basement is a welcome sight. Their eyes are alight with the anticipation of inspecting the splendid products of your industrious crafts dwarfs. I guess the crafts geese mostly, because we don't actually have a lot of stuff. Take careful stock of your own stores. What these merchants offer might very well be the difference between a prosperous future and a slow and meaningless death. Yeah, that happens sometimes. There are actually some things that I always buy just because I'm really too lazy to produce them myself. But hey. How big is my screen that I'm able to read the text in game? I have like a 31.5-inch screen. It is definitely a massive one. But if it would help, I feel like I can probably change the GUI scale a little bit. I don't know if it would be here. I don't want that. But yeah, I have a decent sized screen and I also have like decent eyesight, so... scaling mode, can I change that? Nearest... No, this is not what I'm looking for. Window height, no. Audio game. I don't know if there's like a bigger, like there might be an option for that, but I wouldn't know where it is. So, announcements? No. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it. You can't even read the chat still to this day. Okay, that's another thing, because I can even read my chat no issue in like my second monitor where I have like a smaller screen basically where I'm on. I feel like it would probably be really hard like on a phone. Or like, you know, sadly eyesight, I can't help with that. I don't know, I might be able to increase the size at some point, but that's kind of it. I have incredible eyes. Thanks, I know they're great. You know, they grow on me. I mean, yeah, I'm a fake glasses user. This is like a common, like this is a known fact about me. I'm a fake glasses user. I don't need those. They help me keep my eyes not hurting, which is like why I'm wearing them, not because I actually need them. Also, I feel like really naked without them. That's like the next issue that I'm having. I'm gonna dig that stuff. Gonna smooth that stuff. That should be... It's actually not all. Let's smooth those. I don't actually care about those gems. I'm just gonna smooth them over. Yeah. Oh, diplomacy. I'm gonna have to talk with that. But it's actually a small funny story. I might have talked about that before. But like when I did my eyesight test for my driver's license, which I did when I was like 16, it was like the last time I actually had to take that test. And I went into that room. And first of all, there was like someone complaining that I was apparently, right, there was like a woman complaining that I should have let ladies go first or something like that, right? Like, which is stupid because there was like a queue, right? And I literally went inside, did the eyesight test in like 10 seconds because I could like just read the lowest line. And then I left and she was still complaining. But yeah, usually people feel naked without clothes, not glasses. There are a few things that I can, you know, like I can undress to a certain extent and not feel naked. This is about the extent I can undress to, right? Like I kind of need to wear stuff, but I definitely feel naked without glasses. I also, like, at this point, just because I see myself a lot with glasses while recording, because, like, I have, like, the preview window on my side, and when I'm playing games and stuff, I feel like I look so weird when I don't wear them. Like, I take them off when I eat, for example, or like when I take a shower or when I sleep, obviously, or even when I go outside, but there tend to not be mirrors outside, so I don't really notice. Anyway, diplomacy. Expedition leader Esum Oslanikal meets with the Fisher Dwarf Obok Stins Hadarsol. Okay, I am your Layson from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation, sure. There's so much to share. We are getting like updated information data. This is kind of what I had with like the generation of the world. Like even while we're playing, the entire world is still simulated and does stuff constantly. And this is kind of getting updated by like all the information that the mountain home has kind of gotten. What do I want to get? There are some powders I would like to get. I don't care about like the rest. Is it quicklime? I think I only need quicklime. Because you need that for casts. Or was it just the gypsum plaster? You need one of those. Maybe both. And they're like really annoying to make. And I just don't feel like them. So I'm gonna do that. It's going to be like a little bit more expensive. But you actually want to constantly trade with your mountain home. Because it also leads to more migrants, for example. To my understanding, at least. There might be something I misunderstood, though. Let's discuss what we are willing to offer for a craftsdwarf ship. A need for leather, water skins, and meat is expected. Ooh, I can provide both with my goose-based economy. Just give it like another year. And if you are able to provide some, the caravan will offer 207 and 208 respectively. That's nice. Export agreement on your place to trades next year, not with any merchants currently present. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Okay, then we need to move some goods. I can move some goose eggs, but I kind of just want to move the applewood figurine of a goose. Yeah, I'm gonna sell all of those. I don't have a lot of stuff to trade, and I don't want to trade the goose eggs yet. I feel like it's fine to do it like that. Somebody's going to do that. It's fine. And then I'm gonna send the broker over here. Conducting a meeting and trading. I just want to see what I can actually trade for. I would like to mark everything. It's just a value of 122 dwarf bucks. That's not a lot. But we might be able to buy like 1 or 2 items. An earthenware Tetush. This is a new one. We've not seen that one. A toy boat. Some cages. If like a bull, I don't care about those. If you had like a geese, like I would actually buy more geese. What do I want to buy though? Like most of the stuff is like too expensive to actually buy. I just want to buy something so we actually trading, right? Like that's the main thing here, is to kind of start, I guess, a trading relationship. I could get some more plump helmets. Because I tend to lose those constantly, so it's actually not a bad idea to have like some in store. Just because I'm very terrible at this game, apparently. Beaconwood amulet? No. I might actually just go for that. I could also get some silk. Or some cheese. Sheep cheese? Cow cheese? Some good old Gouda? Delicious. Sure, let's get some cheese. Let's really splurge here, okay? We could also get some scrolls. Okay, no, the scrolls are way too expensive. We absolutely can't get that. There are like some parts for our instruments, because again, they're like generated. You have to actually construct them out of like a lot of parts. Cody says we could get some parchment, but no. I'm just gonna get like 1 piece of cheese for all of those geese statues or figurines. So let's trade. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for your business. Yeah, this is going to be the best business that you've ever seen, and it's never going to improve at all. So let's just leave it at that. Look at all of those skis and also all of the water that is coming out of the walls. Could somebody, please, someone deal with that stuff? I feel like somebody should be able to do that, right? You know what? I have a great idea. We are going to build a burrow. A burrow is basically like a zone you tell people to be in. I'm going to tell everyone to just be inside of here. And nothing else. And you're going to smooth those walls if it's the last thing that you're doing. Ah, that's better. Look at that. And at some point we're not going to drown. That would be lovely. I mean, as you can see, there are like these numbers on there. They basically tell you the water level. Like a 1 is just a puddle. But animals and dwarves can actually slip in water. So you probably don't want to do that. there are some really... Like, this is basically a physics sandbox, in a way. I can now disable this. This is basically like a physics sandbox, which leads to very unique situations. There's like a story that I've told, or like I've heard about like multiple times. This is like before I played. But there was apparently a patch where something wasn't fully updated, or like wasn't updated right, some value. And it basically had to do with like the fat and like literally like fat as, let's say, as a material, and where like the evaporation point was wrong. And this has led to dwarfs leaving their fortress and getting caught in the rain and exploding, basically, because the fat in their bodies spontaneously combusted, basically. This is at least the story that I've heard. I don't know how true that one is, but knowing everything else that I know about Dwarf Fortress, it probably is true. That is a fascinating thing about this game. But yeah, we have all the geese in here, but nobody has dealt with them yet. We also need more nest boxes, by the way. Workshops. Another nest box. All of them that I can put in. Oh, yes. And I also still need to change like the quote system now I look at another goose spot, because it's like something I've had in my mind, in the back of my mind for like so long. By the way, am I just being stupid here? I am being stupid here. Okay. I just noticed a minor issue here, right? Like, I just smoothed like all of the walls so they don't leak any water, right? But I don't think that this is actually the issue here. The issue is that the ceiling is leaking. I completely forgot that this is how this game works. You know what? Maybe this was a mistake. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did before, and I'm just gonna dig another room down here. Maybe like 2 layers down. I hope this is low enough now. And I'm just gonna copy this stuff here. I did this size. And I'm just gonna move everything over, and then we are just going to ignore that this ever happened, okay? It's going to be fine. Yeah, I have to kind of ignore the aquifer here, and I hope that this is deep enough. I did something wrong there, that's fine. Somebody's going to dig that at some point. And by at some point, I mean now, because I'm going to force those to do their work. And then I'm going to close off this area, because this is going to continuously produce water, and I don't like that. It would be terrible. We could actually use this as a well of sorts later on, but I first need to like remove all of the materials in here. Would be nice. Okay, let's build a new pasture for geese. All of the geese. It would, by the way, be nice to just say like, hey, put all geese in, but alas, that's not how this game works. At least not without mods. Put all of those in, that's fine. They should also stay here then for longer, I hope, because they don't get swept away constantly by the by all of the stuff. Then we are going to uninstall all of these egg boxes and are going to move them over, which is going to be slightly annoying, because it also means that... What's the B? Is the B a box? I guess that's what that means. It's probably just like an overload, because there are like so many materials there. And while we're at it here, I would like to already install them over here, so you have like new nest boxes. All of them. Lovely. I hope that works. And now I need to move all of the items before we drown completely. Don't worry, this is not going to happen all the time. Just some of the time. Alright. If that stuff is just finished goods. Look at those goose figurines. By the way, you can actually read even more about like these figurines, right? We only said that we wanted a figurine like that, but this is like a standard one, for example. And we do know that it's coated in water. Because obviously the game works like that. Doesn't even tell me too much about it. While I'm at it, I actually wanted to look at that, because there were like some other goods that I had seen. The bin. The plus, I think, just means that it's better. It's coated in water. It's a finely crafted one, okay? Like sometimes there are like some more details that you can read about. Look at that. Rock salt. And also a cedar cup, a well-crafted cedar cup that's probably coated in water. If you really think about it. Look at all of those geese being happy. And annoyed that they were caught in the rain. You're not even outside. Any other thoughts? Anyone with like any other thoughts? You're content being near a waterfall. Yeah, we technically created a waterfall here because there's like water dripping here. And for some reason, all creatures in the world here love waterfalls. To be fair, I understand it. It's just fascinating that this is just like it's such a universal fact that apparently even slugs like them. And geese. So, let's get moving quickly before we all drown. Oh, this is actually a perfect spot. Could you please move faster? I hope there's like not too much to do, but yeah, like the issue currently is like, look at that field. We have like so much water already here, we can't actually dig here later on. So we really need to speed this up a little bit. You know what? Maybe we should just ignore everything that's inside of here. And just close this off. Let's build a wall here. I don't care what it's built out of. We're also going to be smart about this. You know what? Let's not be... Okay, you know what? We are going to be smart about this. I'm going to suspend construction if I need to. Yeah, because you're going to run inside and outside constantly. And it's going to make this really dangerous. You know what? Let's build a door instead. Let's build a door. And once everything is outside of here, then we can just close the door forever. And it should be fine. Because from what I remember, like doors for some reason are actually watertight. As long as they're closed. Could you please resume construction? Like the issue is that currently like there are a lot of dwarves and creatures just running over here constantly. It's passable? Okay, I'm gonna close you now. Okay, I'm not gonna close you, I'm gonna keep you open because somebody just ran inside. Could you please stay outside? Okay, now it's locked. Nobody is going in here. Whatever's in here is just going to be lost. It's fine. We don't care. But at least now there's no water dripping through here. There's like a little bit of water here, but I feel like this is probably just like a little bit of spillage. Because like this is already completely filled with water. So we just saved it just in time. But hey, we are going to survive, I guess. Let's expand stockpile while I'm at it. No, that's one thing. Okay, now that we have some space here. By the way, do we have like other laborers who are great at mining? I don't think we do. We have a stoneworker and a peasant, sure. You're both going to get like a pig, if we have some. Do we even have some pigs here? Pig. We have two, but those are the two that are already carried, so that doesn't actually help us. I guess we're just going to live with that then. We just have very, very slow mining here. Yeah, I might have to buy a pig, or at least make one. We've not really struck any metal yet. So that's kind of an issue. Okay, how about we... How do I deal with the water? I might just expand the stairway here to kind of expand the area that water takes up. Because I would otherwise need like a pump. Oh, wait. Can I, by the way? I've never tried this. With like at least on stairways. I know that it would work normally. But if I make this a water source. And this as well. This is also going to be a water source. And another water source. And another water source. Because apparently we have like a lot of water here. And then we are going to create a pond somewhere. It's like just a zone where they're dropping off all the water that has gathered. I'm just gonna put it like here. I would like you to drop off all the water. And then I just need some buckets. How about some wooden buckets? 10 in count, and then at some point people are probably going to haul that water out of there if it actually works. That would be nice. Would really love that for those dwarfs. Hey, we have children apparently. Oh wait, there was actually another wave of migrants. We have like 20 now. How many children do we have? We have 3 children. They probably need some toys. How about we make some... Can I actually define wooden toy? Make wooden toy? Can I make like goose toys? No, I can only select the materials. Okay, that's kind of lame. I guess you're getting non-goose flavored toys. It's okay. I just want those children to, you know, not die of boredom. Because that is way too relatable to me. Right. I remember like all of the times that I was forced by my family to go like some weird place and then just sit around bored. That's like the dream. Apparently. But yeah. I have another farm. I'm just gonna put in sweet pots, quarry bushes, cave wheat, just to like plant stuff. I don't actually care what exactly is in there. We are going to need everything at some point. Okay, technically we don't need it, but it's probably useful to have that. Also, while I'm at it, this is technically not part of our economy, but while I'm at it, can I make some shell crafts? No way, you can decorate with shells. That's cool, actually. Wait. Can I decide? Sapphire shell? Pond turtle shells? Because we have like a lot of shells. I would like to decorate something. Image? wait a second. I can... That's not what I wanted to do. Existing image? I would like our image on every single one of those shells. Because we can do that. Sure. That sounds fun. I've actually never tried that. I don't actually go into that much detail normally, but normally I don't really make like goose-related ideas. So as long as we have shells, at least 10 of them, make 2 pond turtle shells that you are decorating. I don't know how that works. I don't know if you're actually decorating items with that or if you're decorating the shell itself. We are going to figure that one out because I am apparently not knowing that. So I don't know. Let's put some of the other animals that came with the migrants in here because I feel like they do require pasture. Wait. With a blue pea chick, okay. 2 of those. Interesting. And also some reindeers. I don't know why reindeers are here. I feel like it's kind of warm where we're living, right? Isn't there like a savanna nearby? I feel like there was. But maybe I'm misremembering because you know me. Okay, this is actually working. I've not seen anyone bring like some water around yet, so I'm not really sure. I could always change how the pond's looking, because maybe I misunderstood that. Maybe I have to put it like this. Fill that one. Or maybe everyone's just busy, that could also be it. I'm not gonna blame them. I might be giving them too much work currently. Talking about too much work, I kind of need to expand this area here. Let's make this a 19 by 19. This is just going to be like our main storage pile. And like every other pile is going to just grab from that if they really need something. At some point, you know? At some point, you know, time is certainly something that happens every once in a while. Not today though. And we struck some... What? What? Okay, this is actually something that happens every once in a while. I don't know why it happens. I think it happens when like a tree grows and there's like a horse on top. Because apparently this horse just starved to death on top of that. I have no idea how it managed to do that, but it happens every once in a while. I know this is like something that happens because, you know, I experience this a lot of the time. The issue is, even if I chop down that tree, chances are this horse would have died anyway. So, you know, who cares about horses? Horses aren't real. We know that. And I don't think I need to put a graveyard down just for them. What are you doing? Oh, fishing. I'm actually quite impressed that you are constantly fishing in this area here. And there are still pond turtles here. You know what? At this point, maybe you should actually fish inside of the river instead. You know what? You're going to figure it out at some point. Also, we've got a masterwork wooden figurine of a goose. I would kind of like to see that. Okay, I can't see that. Figurine of a goose? I think it's this symbol, right? Does it tell me anything else? It's caught in water. Superior quality cherry-wood figurine of a goose. This item is a rendition of the Trumpet of Tunnels, a well-designed image of a goose and a slicing knife. The goose is contemplating, the slicing knife is burning. The image is a symbol of the knowing furnaces and local dwarven government. It's caught in the water. Okay, it doesn't actually tell me anything. I guess if I specify everything on there... Are you dancing? Oh, you're telling stories. Look at them, telling stories and listening. They're enjoying their time. you have some friends already? No. But you do like Gashut, your deity. Like, the issue is when, like, dwarves are constantly working, they don't really form friendships. Which is annoying, because then they are constantly lonely and they're going to be really unhappy over time. Maybe I should force them to be in a tavern for like an hour or so. Oh, we have like a lot of kids. Eldest son, okay. Fifth eldest son. Actually, you left a bunch of your sons behind. Good to know. Your youngest son is here. You have a mother, okay. But they're not part of this government. Wait. So you? With like 3 of your kids went there. What about your wife? It just says wife. I don't know what's happened with your wife. I don't know why your wife stayed behind, but I guess the call of Goose just kind of got to you, right? That would be a great series, right? Like Call of Goosey. Something like that. Sure. Should probably be like a $1 million franchise or something like it. Look at that. Hamster remains. Why do we have hamster remains here? Probably because of cats. Who would have thought? By the way, how are those cats doing? Cat. Please. What about you? I'm gonna follow you around a little bit. You're grouchy, okay. You're blissful after a bath. When did you bathe? Where did you bathe? And why are you happy about that? The relief being near a waterfall, okay, sure. What about, wait, health, where's health? Health, description. A small mammalian carnivore, it's usually domestic and hunts vermin. She is quick to hear, but she is remarkably flimsy. Her hair is ash gray, okay, her hairs are white. Her tail is pale taupe? Taupe, I guess. Her head is a slate gray, her front paws are black. Her rear paws are a dark taupe again. Her skin is raw umber. Her eyes are dark olive. I guess nothing too impressive besides, you know, the basic stuff. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. While I'm at it, the history, no medical history. I can't believe this. She considers spending time alone so much more important than associating with others. Well, that's relatable. Just a proper cat status, I guess. By the way, while I'm at it, let's check something else. I want to check like the other cat as well. Was it the one that I just checked? That was the one that I just checked. I should have checked the other one. You know, while we have the time, let's check out like everything. What about you? No. Are you the same one? Are you just both blissful after a bath? Is the order just wrong? Oh! Oh, that's something. We just have a possessed dwarf. Sometimes they just get like some inspirations. That just happens every once in a while. They get possessed by like a demon or like a fey creature or something like that, and they just create like an artifact. The issue is, if they can't manage to make that artifact in time, they just go raving mad. And like depending on what happens, they may just kill your entire fort. So, what do you need? You need bones? What else do you need? More bones? Oh, you're also bone carver, so that kind of makes sense. Okay, I guess it's time to butcher something. And I kind of need a goose artifact. I'm sorry about this, but I feel like something bad is going to happen in just a moment. Farming, butcher, sure, let's put one here. I hope it's going to be fun. Over here, yeah. One of you. And a new task, let's butcher an animal. Wait, I first need to mark an animal. Okay, which goose is going to die? Which goose is going to be sacrificed? For today, it's going to be a day where we are going to create an artifact. Who of you is the worst? We are going to make this a game. Not sure how to make this a game, but I'm gonna figure it out in a second. I feel like I'm just gonna check out all the geese, and whoever strikes me as most sacrificable, I'm going to put them away. Frail, low stamina, and recovers slowly. Who? Agile one? Maybe in their personality we can learn about like some of the geese. Maybe some of them want to be sacrificed. Natural inclination towards language. Oh, linguistic gander. Okay. A sharp intellect and an ability to read emotion fairly well. I feel like they're not going to be tricked into getting sacrificed. So how about we don't use you? She has an iron will and a feel for music, but she has a meager kinesthetic sense. Ooh, that's like not that great actually. You might be, you know, on the chopping board soon. She has a poor memory, little linguistics ability, oh no, a very bad sense of empathy, and a poor ability to manage or understand social relationships. Oh, I'm sorry. You are getting close to chopping block here. I'm gonna check out like 1 or 2 more keys, but that's not looking good for you. That's another one, like the second one standing here. Also, you're like really young, 1 year old. Oh. You at least relieve being near waterfall, which is nice for you, but, you know. What about you? She has an iron will and the ability to read emotions very well, but she has an iffy sense for music. Ooh, bad intuition and poor ability to manage or understand social relations. Ooh, wait, I didn't read that one right now, right? They're just very similar. Yeah, they might be related. Oh, that would be bad. They don't have relationships though, so I don't really care. Recovers quickly. Ooh, frail. Let's read you. She has an amazing spatial sense, a great ability to focus, and the ability to read emotions fairly well, which is little patience. Oh, that's not good. Personality about you. Great musical sense and ability to focus, but he has little difficulty with words. A poor kinetic sense, a very little patience. Ooh. You know, every once in a while I just see them. Tough and weak. Ooh, that could be interesting, actually. By the way, whatever I'm doing here, that does actually not matter. I'm just, you know, putting off actually chopping up a goose. She has a great affinity for language, ooh. But questionable spatial sense, you know what? I'm just gonna get like... You going? Who was it? Personality? Yeah, I guess you are going to be, you know, ending on the chopping. To be fair, the issue that I just noticed is, currently I have selected them here, but I actually need to select them in another menu. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to find them unless I rename them. Sacri Goose. That's going to be Sacri Goose. The tame Sacri Goose. Where are we? Creatures? Pets, livestock? Goose? Why can't I find you? It's weird. Stragander? Does it need to update for a second? I'm so confused now. Pets, livestock? That is not updated. Okay, that doesn't actually help us then. Okay. Unless it was like a title I changed. Stray Goose? Stray Goose? Did I change like a title? Instead of actually the name? Like, should I have changed the title? I don't actually know. Stragander? I guess Sacri Goose is going to survive because I have no idea where they currently are. Well, that's an issue. Alright, I guess you're going to survive another day. You know what? You're clumsy. I guess you're going to end here. Sacrigander. Sacrigander. I hope that's working this time around, because I would be annoyed if it didn't. Stray Sacrigander. Okay. That has worked. Pets, livestock. Sacrigander. It's time to chop you up. I'm sorry. I'm still gonna follow you around though. Play the Goose National Anthem. I have no idea what it's going to be, but we are going to think about something. I wish I had an instrument right now, but alas, it's, you know, behind the curtain. But I guess that chopped up. What about you, though? Oh, you're done. You are actually working. In a strange mood. In life, you should work hard, then work harder. That's certainly an opinion to have. You're keeping muttering. By the way, 6 goose bones are going to be in that artifact. Let's see what awaits us. Also, you're keeping muttering Baba Stulab, which is certainly something. It certainly means something, I believe. But not today. How long are you going to work? It's not going to take like multiple days, because that would be, you know, as silly as those geese bone in your hands. Savesh Azo Bonshen. Bone carver has created Bavastulab, a goose bone chain. He claims it as a family heirloom. Ooh. Our first legendary crafts worker, a bone carver at that. You are going to make a guild. You're going to be a guild leader. I can see that already. It's going to be great, trust me. But you also need your bedroom so we can at least display it somewhere. Hey, let's see. This is a goose bone chain. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with goose bone. As expected. It is goose decorated with goose. This is exactly what I expected in this. It's not a cult, okay? It's just a fortress. Everything's going to be fine. Also, we get some gander meat that has already been removed. But hey, we have a skull. And stray gander skin, if you need some. You know, why not? While we're at it, we should probably workshops. I would like to get like a tanner at least, so we can use that stuff. And is there something else I want to do? Can I do something out of that skull? And actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna Google that real quick. I rarely Google stuff like mid-stream, but you know, Dwarf Fortress skull uses. I don't know if there are some uses. Maybe I just have to throw it away. Can be obtained from courses. Byproduct of butchering. Process into totems. Okay, but can be used as substitute bones in bone crafting jobs. And they rarely request skulls for strange moods. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna make a totem then. Whatever that means. Totem. Make a totem. You are going to, and this is very important, totemable body part. Now I need to... I can't actually select what kind of totem I want to have. Okay, then I guess you're just going to make one totem for now. I'm gonna work on the, like some logistics in the future. Not today though. We are already kind of busy with like a lot of other projects. But you know, it sounds fun. Look at that, the meat barrel. You know, as you would expect, with prepared goose intestines. Delicious. I'm just gonna leave them here. Okay then. We have that stuff. We have the walnut chest. We have the instrument in there. I can work with that. It might be time for us to actually start expanding into like other workshops and stuff. We should probably start getting like at least a stoneworker or something like that going. Workshops. You know, at least do something that's like really dwarven-like before we end the stream. I'm gonna make some space here for like 2 of them. We are going to move them at some point, trust me. It's definitely going to happen. I would never lie about temporary work and stuff, but it sure is going to happen at some point. Rock salt, okay. Because now we have rock salt, is like the only block we currently have. We can make some rock salt blocks. Rock blocks. Rock salt. And I would like that as long as we have 25 normal blocks. I don't know, that might be like a lot. And... oh, wait. It's the other way around. I would like to have 50 blocks, but I would like to have at least 25 of those boulders for now. Because you can basically craft rocks into blocks, but you can't use those blocks then to, for example, make furniture and stuff. So I would like to keep some of those blocks around. So let's do it like that. Whenever that's the case, make 2 rock salt blocks. That sounds fun. Not just fun, but also fine. Also, I lost my fortress again. I don't know why. I like to scroll around too much. Alright. That's a nice start. Then I would also like to have a door here. Just to, you know, keep the gander safe. And the geese. They're going to enjoy their time. Hamster remains... anything else we need? Could probably close some stuff at this point. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. I need to make like a pedestal or something like that. Pedestal? What are they called? Display? Make display case. Wait, are display cases the ones out of glass? Isn't there like a different display? An altar? I don't think I want an altar. Wait a second. Furniture? If a display. Okay, they're just called displays here. Okay. I for some reason thought that there were like 2 different ones, but I might be wrong about that. Just make a display case. Let's make it out of... Ooh. Can you make them out of metal? Because I do remember there being like metal ones. But let's go for... cherry, I guess. Sure. 1 cherry one. That should be fine. And then I would like to have... For now... And it's still, again, temporary. As always, everything is going to be temporary unless they're permanent. And I'm gonna start to build like some bedrooms. You know what? This is the House of Goose, right? Of the Piss Rock. I feel like we should absolutely build like, first of all, a little bit more organic to, you know, praise the Piss Rock itself. But I would also like to build like bigger rooms for my dwarves. I should probably limit how many dwarves I take in, but, you know, technically, this is supposed to be a mountain home based off of the goose economy. I can't just accept there being like small rooms. I'm not gonna be like really funny about that. You know, now that I see that shape, maybe I should actually make like a goose shape somewhere. This is not a goose shape, by the way. I just looked at it and was like, oh wait, this almost looks like a chick if I add like a little bit here. It still doesn't look like a chick, but you know what I mean. The general shape was like, oh, there's like a beak, and then like this weird blobby form just kind of reminded me of that. I definitely have to build one of those. Maybe I'm gonna pixel art stuff in the future. But for now, like, this is just like the working area. The living area is going to be like really organic. I like building organic every once in a while. It's been some time since I had like a fort like that. To be fair, it's been quite some time since I last built anything in this game, so... in any case, I'm gonna give our masterful crafts dwarf their own massive room. They're going to enjoy that, and they're going to be happy about that. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to start building a crafts dwarf guild nearby. Maybe for bone carvers in particular. So that guy can start teaching. Let's do it like that. Sure. Rough shape. I know it looks... You know what? Now I see like a chick with like 2 balloons. I don't know why you have 2 balloons there, but sure, that's certainly a shape. Trust me. It's clearly what this is supposed to be. This is going to be like the guild hall. Guild halls are like really fun. You can also combine it with like, I guess, dining rooms. And then whenever there's like a presentation, other dwarves can actually learn about that stuff. It's like a really interesting system, actually. But we need to start somewhere. By the way, I can actually set some priorities. I would like you to mine this one out first so we can get our master their own bedroom. And then I'm gonna mine on like priority 2 over here. That should be fine. It should just be done at some point, right? And your mining continues. That's lovely. You seem to be like slightly faster. You are currently an expert miner. And you're a professional miner. Okay, there's definitely a skill difference in there. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna smooth this floor. Somebody's going to do that. Trust me. It's going to happen. Then I can just put a door in there already. I really hate leaving spots unsmoothed when I build something like that. Alright, furniture. You're also going to get like a bed for now. And a display? I still don't have a display. What do I need for display? Why is nobody working on that? Do I need like a carpenter or something like that? Display case. You're going to make that one first, please. Okay, why can't you make that? Do you need glass? Wait a second. Animal needs window. Okay, so I am right about that. So the display is actually not the thing that I'm looking for, because there are like these, I guess, pedestals? What are they called? Pedestals. They do actually exist. Can I make like wooden ones though? Wooden pedestal. Can I make a rock one? That's probably nicer than nothing, right? It's probably... Nah, let's start with wood. It's okay. Let's make a wooden pedestal. Let's keep one in store. We are going to have some fun with that later on. Wait, less than 1. Just make one, please. Wooden door. Could we please get the job? Or also just like add a pedestal here. Please make one. Okay, now we are crafting 2. Obviously. As always. Let's get that going though. I just need that pedestal, so I'm happy about that. Also, this is Savage something. I'm gonna find them. So, this is a bedroom. Multi-room, so you are instantly building that for me. Need to find Savage, the bone carver. You're the right bone carver, right? You're the legendary one, because for some reason it didn't show that. Yeah, that's the right one. And just in case we had like 2. I just wanted to make sure. Savage. Bone carver. You're going to get like the best room ever. Well, at least for now. Let's get that one all smoothed. I should have probably smoothed that, you know, behind the bed. That would have probably been smart, now that I think about it. Alas, it's too late. You're going to have a very rough night over there. Whatever that means. Let's install some doors. I don't have doors. I thought you just crafted some. You know what, while I'm at it, where's my door? Make 1 of doors? How about you make more of them? Wait, you're already crafting 3 of them. Is it because there's some doors stuck here? Okay, you know what? I think if I mark them as forbidden, then they're not counted, right? And you're going to stop thinking about it. The door's also now forbidden. Nobody's allowed to touch that. It's probably a wise choice that nobody touches that because, you know, water. In any case, let's get that one going. And some smoothing over here. So we can have like a proper guild. And furniture. Any sort of display should now work. Okay, this works now. I'm going to give you like 2 chests for all your riches you're going to store. Okay, I guess I can't do that. And a cabinet. I'm gonna do that later. Okay, and you are called Baba something. Assign an item. Oh wait, I actually need to look for a chain. It doesn't actually look for the right thing. And somebody's going to install that. That's okay. It's gonna work out. It's going to be beautiful. And Savage is hopefully going to be really happy at some point. Because they currently aren't. Yeah, they're just kind of neutral about that. You know, created a legendary work and then they just, you know, continued their day. You're actually ambitious and tolerant. Interesting. Values merriment and disdains knowledge. Nobody's ever allowed to learn in this guild hall here, which is weird. Maybe you're not going to be that great at teaching. He chews his cheeks when he's bored. Ah, okay. That's a trait. A very important trait. Good ability, focus, sharp intellect, and good creativity. Yes, wait, he has a sharp intellect but hates knowledge? Wait, what exactly was the description? He disdains knowledge. Okay, sure. That's a way to combine that. A short of a patience and questionable spatial sense, the poor memory. A rip to that. Alright, and while I'm at it, let's properly design the guild hall here. We don't actually need a guild hall yet, but I like making some for the professions that are like going to be really important in our area here. New guild hall, you're going to be a bone carver, right? I think bone carver is probably smart. It would, by the way, be also smart if somebody were to finally, you know, sort them alphabetically. Bone carver hall. We currently have 2 workers in here, that's nice. Only members can visit, I would say like citizens can visit. Or like even long-term residents, sure, why not? It's a meeting place for now. We have like that kind of accuracy when we want to define stuff. And then I would like to get some tables in. Okay, apparently I can't get more tables in. And some chairs. 4 for now. And then when I added a statue... Is it just like a wood statue actually? No, wooden statue, huh. I guess you just can't make wood statues for some reason. I thought you could. I mean, you can always make like a stone one, right? a rock statue. I would like 2 rock statues made out of rock salt. It's the only salt we have, so it doesn't actually matter to specify that. But I would like to add like an image or something like that. How about we make it like a new image? It's still going to be the image of a goose, a regular goose though, and they are going to be. Can I have them sit on a pedestal? Sure. Pedestal and action relationship sit. Stand on. I mean, we can always make them be confused, but it's really weird that sometimes you just can't make like relations in that sense. Above maybe? Laboring? Singing? Raising? I guess the pedestal is raising the goose. That's a way to describe that. And laughing maybe? The goose is laughing. Perfect. We have the 2 laughing geese that we're going to add here. I think we can actually rename them, right? Like let's rename this. No, I can't, huh? Or can I? Oh, I can. Clear. Can I make like a laughing? No, I can just... Okay, laughter does not exist for dwarves. Slaughter exists. Onslaught, slaughter. The merry, maybe? I want to have like a merry goose or something like that here. It's like kind of the issue when you have to translate stuff as well. The maniacal? The menacing. I mean, menacing should exist. They do have menacing. Right, menacing. Okay, it's the goose of menacing. The goose of menacing. Ah, yes. It's going to be a great statue, trust me. Somebody's going to work on it and it's going to be absolutely fabulous. And also people are going to hang out. At some point I'm probably going to replace like all of the tables with like, probably like golden tables. Do I even have gold in the area? I definitely have some silver if I recall correctly. I should probably not say definitely and if I recall correctly, because that doesn't really mix that well. Huh. You enjoying your time? You should also make some bookcases while I'm at it. You don't really need them, but they do look kind of fancy. Wooden bookcase? Sure, let's have 3 laying around. I just like having some around. Like normally I would do that with like via DF hack, where you can basically pre-plan stuff that you have not built yet. But I just wanted to see how it feels without that. But I am already missing that. It's like one of the few functionalities that I actually use about that mod, so. But that's just how it is. I don't have tables. You have some chairs? I do have some chairs. That's nice. Alright, with that we do have a guild. We do have at least 1 bedroom. I'm gonna have to work on a lot more bedrooms like in the near future. You know what? Let's have at least a dormitory somewhere here. Kinda here in the rock. Like a better one than the one that we have like above stairs and not above stairs, upstairs. And then would like to have some small bedrooms. Like I said, I didn't want to have like small bedrooms, but I feel like it's probably a good idea to have like some at least. And then we can slowly move all of the dwarves out of them over time. I'm just gonna dig around here and have like a very organic build. And there are going to be some pathways around and it's going to be lovely. And I'm going to figure out how to put the entrances in there. But it's basically just going to be like those 6 sides. It's like kind of the basic that I like to go for. Technically, using 3 blocks is more than enough because you can put in a bed and a cabinet and a chest, and it's enough for most. Some dwarves have like a lot of stuff, especially if they've been like part of a fortress for a long time. But like overall, it's enough for most. This is going to be like the dormitory, right? Again, just gonna put in like all of the beds, and that should be fine. While we're at it, I'm gonna start smoothing all of the areas that are done, because I do know that there are like a lot of dwarves that don't really do anything right now. Like this one, for example, apparently. That reminds me, do we have some wood still? We have some wood, but we might have to chop some more. You know, we always have to anger the elves. That's just part of the job. And it reminds me, I said in the beginning that I wanted to have some sand so we can make like sand production. But I feel like I don't have the time to do that today. We might have to do that like next stream, whenever that is going to be. Hopefully soon, right? Like, just like as a warning, because I'm talking about that already. I don't plan on streaming for too long more, you know, maybe half an hour-ish. But next stream is going to be like the coming weeks. And I'm just gonna do like some small streams every once in a while, just to yap about random stuff and to continue whatever is happening here. Just because it's like a game. Here's the thing, I don't really get to play too many games for myself these days. Right, like whenever I get the chance to play games, I kind of record stuff. Like for example, like Talos Principle, like I've been recording so much of that game. And it is a very amazing game, but it still means that it's like this one game, because it's like the series that's currently going. Gaming feels kind of weird. That's probably a way to put it. I'm actually going to get those gems while I'm at it. But it's always nice to have like kind of an excuse to play games that you haven't really played in quite some time. I'm gonna put a door in here. And I need to kind of fill my list of games so I have something to rank like next year. That reminds me, I still need to edit the quote video for the year. Luckily, this time around it should be easier, just because I have like a bit more experience with, like, for example, editing. I do have a better disk drive this time around. Like last time I was working on like 250 gigabytes. This time I have like 4 terabytes where I can like put all of the streams that I need for the quotes. So that's going to be a lot easier. And also I have like the list of like all of the quotes, and a lot of them are already timestamped, which is really nice. So I bet I can probably release that one mid-January? Maybe earlier. I literally just have to sit down and like get like those clips out. So this is probably going to be something that's going to be uploaded like within the next month, I hope. Would be nice. Also, there's like one thing I completely forgot about. I can technically speed up the game, right? Isn't there like a button for that? I don't want to press like a wrong button, but I do remember there being some keybinds. Maybe they're not even keybound. Is it in general? Isn't it just like the plus and minus key or something like that? Because I don't actually see the FPS currently. Fortress building macros maybe? No. I mean, it could technically be in Fortress because there are like some hotkeys for that stuff. Designate main. You know what? It's actually too late. I'm gonna figure that one out until next stream. It would be nice to every once in a while be a little bit faster when it comes to stuff. A snowstorm has come. Oh, it's late winter. By the way, was there a caravan that I completely missed? There might have been. Is that from last year? I don't remember. It might have been from last year. I didn't actually close any of the notifications yet, so it probably was. But it is late winter, so... But it's the A100, so it's still the first one. For some reason I thought time passed quicker than that. I don't know. Maybe I just paused the game for too long, or maybe it was like year 99 before, and I'm just completely wrong here. Well, you know what? Future me can probably figure that one out. It's okay. Let's get that one digging though. Have some more smoothing going on. Over here as well. Okay. And once we're done with that, I probably will... Oh wait, now it's early spring. I guess this has literally been, you know, well, just 1 year. I, for some reason, expected this to have been like 2 years. I don't know. Time, again, is kind of weird every once in a while. Talking about like 1 year, to my understanding, geese take 1 year to grow up. So we should be getting some more geese soon. Assuming that I have not stolen their eggs. Because it's technically all, right? Like, I should have probably paid attention that you don't store any eggs. I don't know if that's important for like with like egg boxes and stuff. Because I don't see any eggs in here. You know what? Maybe that's on me. Maybe we have cooked all the goose eggs. Rip to the next generation. I guess that's on me. Yeah. Just happens. You know. You win some, you lose some, you eat some. Okay. I'm almost done with this stuff. You should be done with mining. And once you're done with mining, I guess you're not really carving. I can probably remove your job here. At least it's not forced anymore. And the bard is doing the bard work. As one would expect. Not really though. I just saw that they were like a bard, but I don't actually know what they're doing currently. You're decorating. Ooh. The pond shell. The rock salts. Oh! That's interesting if that works the way I understand. Okay, so I guess the decoration that you're doing, right? Because you have like the statue of goose and you're currently working on that and putting the pond turtle shell on there. So it's going to be a really cool one. This rock salt statue of a goose. This item is a rendition of the balanced cloisters, an image of a goose on a pedestal. The pedestal is raising the goose is laughing. The image was commissioned by the Knowing Furnaces and local dwarven government. On the item is a rendition of the goose of trumpets of tunnels. A well-designed image of a goose and a slicing knife. The goose is contemplating, the slicing knife is burning. The image is the symbol of the Knowing Furnaces logo. It's made from a pond turtle shell. Okay, so it's definitely doing something. What's that child doing? Why are you running around with the statue? Huh? Oh no, I was kind of confused there. I guess you were carrying a child. Okay, I confused myself. I thought I had selected the statue, not the dwarf. Anyway, talking about like non-confusing things, how about I actually install the statue now? I'm going to put one here and one here. Look at those. Look at those statues in all of their glory, in their goosey glory. Yes. Furniture, let's put some tables in. Very lovely. You know, sometimes, you know, the goose economy just has to grow, and the best way to do that is just by creating wealth and installing it. Look at that. Imported wealth is 2,300, created wealth is 9,200. Just about, I guess it's not quite correct. And we exported 100 dwarf bucks of wealth. Oh, look at that. The rock salt statue, we can read over that one again if we want to. This one is made from pond turtle shell. You have a not that great of a value. I definitely need a better statue in the future. I might just need like better stone carvers though. That might be like a bigger issue. Pond turtle shell, yeah, that's probably the issue. Well, could people, by the way, when I'm at it, I'm gonna say like smooth jobs, get that one going. If I put like a 1 as a priority, then everyone should actually work on that. Or like most people at least. Just because I wanna be done with that stuff here. Furniture, put a bed in and a bed in. A bedding in. And then let's watch the dwarves for one few seconds. One few seconds doesn't make any sense. I want to combine like a few things at once, as always. A few moments, just a second. You know, classic. I just confused myself. I guess I've been recording for way too much today already. In any case, beds. I don't have any beds anymore. Okay, how about this? I'm gonna add a big order for some beds. Let's make some, like 15? Sure, let's make 15 beds. Somebody's going to work on that, I hope. By the way, we've never actually uninstalled the wagon. You know what? We can actually keep that one here. It's nice. It's a reminder of the, you know, perilous journey that we have taken with the goose. With all of them. Wait, they're ticks? Can't believe that they are just ticks running around. I should probably do something against that. I don't think I can do anything against that, but look at those massive ticks. They are massive. Same with the worms. How are the worms even living here? There's just rock around here. I guess those have to be like some actual powerful stone worms, I guess. Well then. You're almost done. I can install some doors. Nice that I have enough, apparently. Gonna go like one back. And then it's time for beds. Once again. Okay, I guess it's not time for beds. I'm gonna install some chests and... I hope I have like enough... No, I only have 2 chests. I guess it's going to be a slow job the way I'm doing it currently. And a cabinet here, cabinet here. Okay, I have 3 cabinets. You know, it's fine. Gonna be surviving. It's just gonna take a minute. Okay. Very lovely. We can work with that. Gonna have to check something on the side here. I can ignore that stuff for now. I hope. Okay then. This is done. That's nice. We should probably chop some trees just because they're annoying. You know, and mainly because we want to annoy the elves again. I don't actually... Here's the thing. I have absolutely no idea about like the new siege mechanics. I just know that before they changed that, you could basically just dig a hole and live in there forever and nobody could ever touch you. Which is what makes like overground fortresses so much more interesting, because there were like chances for them to like climb over the walls and stuff. But that has apparently changed. I don't actually know if it's a smart idea to anger the elves then. Also, is the pond getting filled? Does that mean that you... Okay, you're still not removing the water. I guess it's just rain? Where's that water coming from then? Unless, wait, no, you've absolutely not taken from there. Wait, water source. Maybe if I make this a water source, does that work, by the way? I still don't really get like how water sources work. Maybe I just can't have a stairway there. But I feel like this should actually work, because otherwise it's like just kind of annoying to get rid of water again. To be fair, it is annoying to get rid of water. You normally use like pumps, and pumps are like quite great at that, but it also requires like a lot of setup. So that's the issue here. Do I have enough beds now? Okay, I do have enough beds. And I'm gonna install like some beds around here. Okay, that's enough. Furniture. Some chests. I don't have enough chests, but I should have some cabinets. Okay, I need 3 more chests and 1 more cabinet. I can work with that, but in the meantime, I can already start designating some bedrooms. That's nice. And the dormitory. I actually need to properly select everything. For some reason I thought there was like a fill tool for a dormitory, but I guess I'm wrong about that. Right, that's going to be a dormitory, so that means that we can uninstall everything up here and remove that zone. That should also give us some more beds. Okay, technically we don't really need those beds, but hey. It's something, you know? And we should probably give you a better bedroom soon. Right, like this was back in the day the best bedroom, just because there wasn't another one, let's be honest. And now it's so sad. But again, something for next time. For now I just want to install those beds back. Okay. This should definitely be like more than enough beds for the dormitory. Like dwarves don't need to sleep that much. Just because of how time works in this game. It's not like you're actually doing something every single day. Like, look at how quickly those days tick up. Like, dwarves would never get to work if they actually had to sleep every day. That's kind of just what I'm getting at. Even though this actually takes... Okay, this was like half a minute. Takes a bit longer than I thought, but it's still relatively quick. Furniture chests. I still don't have those chests. Okay. You know what, I'm just gonna leave it then. I'm probably going to do like a few minutes of off-camera stuff to just clean some stuff up here in between streams. But otherwise, we're going to continue this fort another time. And let me go to like some other place. You know what, no, let's look at the geese. Look at all the geese. They're enjoying their time. They're living. Unbothered, moisturized. by a former waterfall that doesn't exist anymore. In any case, let's go to saving, save this timeline, and switch over to just chatting. I appreciate you all hanging out, by the way. I know this is not quite what a lot of people in my chat like seeing constantly. Wait a second. Like, I'm just assuming here, right? Like, I'm assuming that most people here aren't necessarily Dwarf Fortress experts or anything like that. So it's always nice to see when like people are still hanging out for stuff like that and chatting. Really appreciate that. In any case, I'm still gonna end it just about here. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your year. I mean, it's the 30th. I hope you really are going to, you know, I guess enjoy tomorrow. I'm certainly not going to enjoy tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of board games. And maybe, just maybe, I can convince my sister to not play Mensch ärgere dich nicht, because I still hate it. And it's going to be a lot of eating, and I'm going to be so full, and I'm going to regret it for another 2 or 3 days. And then afterwards, I'm going to be back with Dredge. Just because that's fun. In any case, I still appreciate you all hanging out, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be seeing you next time. Till then, have a good one, and bye-bye.